Yeah. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Friday Night D&D. I'm your host, Jaso / the Wizard / whatever else you want to call me. Plenty of the Daddy. Plenty of different names. Whatever you can call me, Daddy. This is PERPLEXELLEL, our Friday night D&D stream. We're playing a chaotically weird interactive campaign that you can be a part of using your Twitch channel points. Who else is joining me on this fine Friday evening?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I'm first. Yeah, hey, it's Luke, and I'm playing
Domo, Hobgoblin Warlord, simple as.
What's up, guys? I'm Kevin, and I'm playing Musa, normal little human girl.
Normal.
What's up, everybody? My name's Brian or Slim, and I'll be playing the one and only DJ Flash, a kobold college lore, something like that. No.
I'm playing Harper. I'm still hunky dory. Rouge, a rock star, rocking amongst the stars, looking for the new sound that'll rock the stars. And I guess I'm playing good old Vice Grip as well.
Yeah, Nick is going to be out this session.
Well, that's all I got.
Hey guys, I'm Amanda. I play Six, the wild barbarian bunny.
they're called Orangans. Sorry, guys.
Hi guys, I'm Moz and I play Tali, a Cow Star Druid.
Wait, that's a good question. Harangan or Harangon?
I don't
know.
know.
I thought it was
Say
Harangon.
Harangon.
She's a bunny.
This is the GIF situation, isn't it?
The correct answer is Owlin.
She's just a little bun.
Thank you, guys. Welcome, everybody else. As always, a huge thank you to the character art for this particular campaign, provided both by Peachy Yuri with the character art and the NPC art by Iruichi. They do an excellent job. They occasionally take commissions. Those that I just posted into the chat are links to, at the very least, their Twitter. You can also probably find their other social stuff through there. So make sure and go check that out. I see Kevin's in the chat. Kevin has arrived in the chat. We use Twitch channel points here in the channel. As you are watching, even if you are just lurking, you're building up your Twitch channel points that you can use to buy all kinds of cool things, from inspiration to the players to +1s to anybody's role, as well as some campaign exclusive benefits like the volatile weird that makes the chance of a weird surge happening doubled, or the chance to mitigate some weird pressure, which some people here have some relatively high weird pressure going on. And that can always potentially help them. We also use stream stickers that you see everywhere here on the screen, that you also just saw Kevin slap everywhere. If you're a subscriber, you get exclusive access to a whole bunch of really cute chibi versions of those stickers provided by the arms dealer, as well as some cute versions of a very holiday-themed Hendai. He's all dressed up for Crimmy time. So check that out. If you want to support the channel, you'll get access to some extra stickers and stuff like that. We also use the D&D Beyond plugin. You can get an idea about some of the character stats, not all of, some of the characters' stats and abilities and some details, stuff like that. Just mouse over the stream. You'll find both the stream stickers and the D&D Beyond stuff over here on this side. I need to send a message to stream stickers to let them know that somehow you guys have broken this using the mobile app. There's supposed to be a delay on the stickers, and you bastards have broken it. Let's see here. I think it's time for a little, well, not much, but we do have a inspiration for you, Domo. And
Yes.
I guess you should go ahead and take one too, Kyle, if you're playing Vice.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, if any of you feel like your card is better suited to someone else, or would like to see what everybody else has, now is your time to trade, or forever hold your peace.
You gotta choose two.
Still loading in.
Ooh, nice. Oh yeah, mine's a good one.
I have the best inspiration for my character.
Yeah, nerd. Also,
Oh wait, is the inspiration still out there? I can't see it.
Oh, hang on. Did you need it? Here, let me put it back.
Yeah,
up
she
there.
doesn't have
Yeah.
one.
so wearing.
There you go. Grab one of those.
How do you do this?
Here, we'll give you one.
If you
You
hover
just-
over it, and
Yeah,
then
you just click and
Thank
drag.
you.
Uh-huh.
It's a pain. It's a pain to do.
Roll 20. Not the most intuitive.
It's great.
Also, not the most optimized when you do even just like mid-range map size with something like dynamic lighting. Oh boy, does it like to kind of shit everywhere. So, fun times. Roll 20. They better keep it up because there's a lot of platforms out there that are kind of like nipping at their heels who are doing a great job.
Foundry. Oh god.
But there's a lot of there's a lot of platforms out there that may be interesting to maybe kind of take a look at some point. We'll see.
roll 20. It works.
For now, it works. Roll 20. We've already invested so much in here.
Roll 20. It's your sunken cost fallacy.
It couldn't be more true.
20. We're pop committed.
Roll 20. How much time would it really take you to move your campaign over to a completely new program? Think about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to. But yeah, thank you everybody for stopping in. Let's go ahead. I'm going to play the intro, and then while we're doing that, we'll get some dice rolls to see who's going to give the recap from last time. We will be right back.
How are you immune?
You were here last week.
You were here last week.
I played another character today.
He's just gonna play other characters.
Yes.
Never has to give the recap ever again.
Look,
I guess.
I will make a new rule here. If you're willing to play someone else's character, so I don't have to worry about them, I will offer you diplomatic immunity on the.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah.
Which Kyle will graciously decline because he's a good sport.
And he likes having fun.
Yeah, if you're
Think about it, but 15%, I can hit 15%.
Yeah, I would feel the same. Amanda,
So-
I love your little derpy cat Discord picture.
Oh yeah.
It's
The little
super
pixel
cute.
cat.
maybe it'll change to your picture someday.
So,
Did the plugin? Does it work yet?
sometimes.
Who knows?
It rolls in eventually.
Yeah. Luke / Domo, what happened last time on PERPLEXELLEL?
All right. Here's a skinny. What happened was we got one of them ghosts, right? And we needed more of them ghosts if we were gonna get whatever it is to let us exit this creepy old ship meteor thing that we happen to be on. I wanted to go to the barracks. Everyone else was like, let's go to the meditation room. It'll be fun in the meditation room. So we went to the meditation room, and guess what? It wasn't fucking fun now, was it? There was a ghost in there. Multiple ghosts. One of which possessed Tali. And a combat ensued where we had to luckily subdue the ghost without knocking out Tali. Thanks for figuring that out after the fact, everyone. I really appreciate that, and all me bumps and bruises. Listen, there was a lot of shit water. I don't remember everything. I smell bad. Point is, we got the ghost. and our little suit thingies say that there's one more. We went to this alchemy room thing, and there was a notebook which said something about a garden. So that's where we're gonna go check next, the garden. And hopefully that's got the thing we need to get the last Heximal and get us the fuck out of here.
Excellent recap, Domo. What's up, Mousy? Also, Mousy is handing out some goodies. +1 to Domo, +1 to Tali, 6, Harper.
Doing everyone again.
Yeah, looks like you're just doling them out for the whole party. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mousy. Everyone go
Thank
ahead
you.
and keep in mind you got a +1. They don't stack, but you can just keep marking them down, and whenever you want to use them, you can use them. They have actually, in the past, been that clutch thing to succeed some things that were actually somewhat important, so thank you. All right. Anyways, yes, you had all found yourselves in the alchemy room. You had just read the diary from a figure known as Aesop, who seemed to have been the main culprit of the eventual, I guess you could say, cascading events that led to the dooming of the crew here on this derelict spelljammer. Afterwards, he did mention something about the gardens, which is one of the points that you could travel to using the transfer room. You had searched this room, the alchemy room, pretty extensively from, I believe it was a really good check from Musa, and there was a decent amount of wild or weird surges last session, but I think most of them didn't specifically relate to any of you. They're more like environmental or outside of you. I'll try to keep making sure and remembering those things. Of course, Tali, you are still, which I should have remembered last session, you still technically have your spiny skins. That would have potentially poked anyone who went to try and grapple at you. So don't forget you have your pokey skin. Vice still has to yell and do his interpretive dance. And Musa's skin color still continuously changes based on her mood. Oh, and Tali, you also still keep your far vision. So anything close is pretty fuzzy, but beyond 30 feet, it actually has a clarity that makes it easier to pick up maybe some smaller things with a perception check. What's up, Tiberius? But yes, you had last left off in the alchemy room after having sort of done your perception checks and searched it pretty thoroughly. And if you need, I know there's been a lot of sort of like, you know, Bioshock style like logs left around here, so if any of you need reminding of what some of the stuff said or where to go next, stuff that your characters would know but not necessarily you, since we have to wait a whole week in between sessions for this, just ask me and I'll try and help fill you in. Otherwise, the ball is in your court. What would you like to do?
Let's get down to that garden, I guess.
Right.
Everybody deciding to head back to the garden?
I think so. I think we pretty thoroughly checked this room.
Yeah,
let's.
Yeah, I can't confirm or deny if you found everything, but Musa did roll a pretty high check. We'll just say that.
Yeah, let's head on back then.
All right. So, with feeling pretty confident to have kind of thoroughly. Oh, thank you for making that easier on me.
A crit, actually.
Having thoroughly checked everything out, you turn around and press the arcane sort of insert on the wall with a hand, and with a shifting rune, find yourselves teleporting back into, if you'll move over to the left, the transfer station once again with all of the listed rooms.
If you hold shift and click,
There we go.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome. You're welcome, son.
Thank you.
Boy.
I rolled a weird mitigation.
Oh. Let me see here.
And she lost 3. Lucky.
Oh, good job. All right. Well, then
Vice gets an inspiration.
Hey, that's a good thing, because that was your suit was feeling pretty tight there for a little while, Maz. But now, or Tali, I should say. But now you kind of focus a little bit, sort of trying to mentally link along with your Hexy suit, and sensing that you want to attempt a decompression. Your Hexy is able to kind of let loose some of that pressure it's built up, and you drop a little bit using one of your healing die to do so.
Oh God, Musa, no! Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Musa, you attempt to do the same thing. However,
10.
you feel your suit grip even tighter. Who has the highest passive perception here?
I have a
Mine's only a
15.
10.
I have a 15 passive investigation.
My passive is 14.
I have passive perception, but it's 16.
Oh, that's pretty high for passive.
That is excellent.
Yeah, we'll say Tali. Everyone notices that Musa's suit gets slightly tighter, but you specifically, Tali, can almost see what looks like a split second, like blink and you'd miss it, of this small purple, what looks like arcing electricity running off of Musa's legs and striking the area near. As you hit 10 weird pressure, Musa.
I mean, I have one hit die left. I feel like I should at least try.
You can't go any higher, at least.
I was going to say,
Or
do
you
we
could
know
just...
in character if he can overdo this thing? Or?
We don't know. I don't think I don't think she said.
You were told that
Domo.
10 is the max.
Yeah. Okay.
Domo does a running dive in the corner.
She's gonna blow, get down!
Yeah. Musa, slow down, please.
Oh.
Your suit, unfortunately, you focus, Musa, trying to just physically signal through your body's shifting tension to your Hexy suit to try and let off some of that pressure. However, nothing happens. Also, thank you, Tiberius. I'm going to go ahead and give you, Hunky Dory, one more standard inspiration that's for Vice.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Excellent.
you, Tiberius. Those come in handy.
Ooh, this he still works for advantage. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if the second one's not useful, it can still function just as your standard inspiration, at least.
I won't drag us down with it. Yep, advantage at least. Yeah.
So after shifting back into the transfer room, some of you kind of seeing on the palms of your hands the sort of pushed up indention of a pretty high number, attempt to try and assuage the higher levels of compression that your suits are going through. Some are luckier than others in this case, as Musa hits the max that her suit, or any of your suits, can reach.
That's uncomfortable.
Looks like you're getting squeezed out like a toothpaste.
Yeah, I'm out of. I can't mitigate anymore. I think I'm out of charges.
Child soldier's still alive.
Yeah.
Like a fine
like
red
it.
mist.
Go ahead and I'll use the thing to take us to the garden.
But before
right.
we do that, Vice, the potions that the suits make, you can give them to other people, right?
They are just functionally a potion. They may heal a little bit better than the standard potion of healing, but functionally they literally appears on your person and you can just pull it out of your pockets and hand it to whomever.
Okay, cool. I'm
And
gonna give Musa the potion, and Vice is gonna give Musa the potion and say like, chill out, kid. Like, take it easy, slow down.
Thanks.
I'll catch you up on what the die roll is while we transition.
Love that.
It's your hit die.
Yeah, I don't know what his is.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And also keep in mind, any potions created in this collateral reality do function normally. You just can't take one into somewhere else.
1d6 plus 3 is mine.
Oh, because I can't short rest him.
Here,
All
let
right,
me
so we're
I'm confused.
hang on just a second. I'll pull up the rules here. Let's look at the rules.
Wait, sorry, were you waiting on me for something?
No. I'm just
Oh,
looking up. Okay, that health potion under the Excel suit augmentations, when consumed as an action, it heals an amount equal of hit points equal to one of your hit die plus your proficiency modifier. So that probably is what you mentioned, Musa.
T8 plus 3.
Oh no, it's actually going to be triggering from Harper. So
No, from Vices. It's Vices.
Vices, gotcha.
I had to look up what Vices hit die was.
So is everyone gathering together to go to the gardens?
yes.
Sounds good, let's go.
All right. All of you begin to step a bit closer. That makes it easier for me to grab tokens. As you use the control panel here, this arcane control panel, to hit the runic symbol along with the glowing common arcane lettering that will lead you to the gardens. With a flash of light, you find yourselves somewhere else. Just kidding. I went to grab everybody. It only grabbed Domo. Only Domo goes. Everyone stays. I'm just
Only
kidding.
Domo. Just Domo.
Just jump. Spin off. Joni loves Chachi. Only Domo.
All right. Sound off. Who's got one of the empty packs?
Oh, great question.
Is it me? I think I think mine's still open.
We should
If I
mark
remember
that.
correctly.
It should just
Too
be
busy being possessed to have a ghost in my pack.
okay. So yeah, we have two. We have Tali and Musa with empty packs.
And I have. Oh, right, yeah, with empty packs.
So okay, yeah. We'll use the little ghost icon, I guess, to indicate our packs are full.
Oh,
All right.
good idea. Good idea. As
we-
you're... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can you give me Vice as well so I can keep up with his
Oh,
stuff?
yeah. Good idea. Here, hang on. Sorry,
You
but-
also might start thinking about like how many plus ones we're allowed to accumulate because Vice is getting to 4 now.
Hey, if they keep buying them, they don't stack. But if they keep buying them for you, you can just keep using them.
Fair enough.
That was my only stipulation, is to not break it, at least in that sense. But otherwise, have at
What a
it.
type.
All right.
Here, hunky dory. There you go. So as each of your eyes begin to accommodate to the lower level of lighting in this room, you find yourselves in probably one of the larger rooms that you've seen so far on this derelict ship. The open space here looks like it may have, at least at one point, likely housed a verdant garden full of plants and maybe even livestock. Without any lights in this room, though, through the dimness of the sort of just ambient purple lighting that waxes in almost a fading manner, you can see there doesn't appear to be any flowing water anywhere that you can see, and everything looks sort of grossly brown to black, looks dead and wilted. What little grass is left is kind of crunches underneath your footsteps. Patches of what look like garden plots in the distance have nothing but uneven dirt filling them. And then to your left, if you were staring down into the room, you see what looks like a dried up river that may have at one point run through the top right corner of the area. Several pieces of broken wood seem to be strewn about. That is what you see.
All right. The journals seem to indicate this is where the Heximal was feeding from. So everyone keep your eyes peeled now.
Keep a lookout.
Do
One eye open.
is this like a what is this bright green thing here?
looks like a burlap sack that seems to have some type of powdery, maybe some type of feed or something in it. You're unsure. It does seem to have the only kind of bit of coloration that sort of exists in this room.
Can I investigate it?
Absolutely. Husband and wife stream bought Musa a weird mitigation. You can roll again, Musa.
It can't happen 3 times in a row, right?
Oh, why would you say
Don't jinx it.
think?
It can, is the answer.
Nice try, husband and wife stream.
You only notice bad luck when you look at it, and you looked at it before you rolled it.
She asked if you were going to die, and I said, he might. I don't know.
Possibility.
Jason, remind me, because it was 2 sessions ago. Does my detect evil and good detect the ghosts? I think it does, but
That's
I can't
right.
quite remember.
Yeah, that's why I
Because they're
remember.
undead.
Yes.
My first
And
question is, how long does that last?
I mean, it's probably over.
Maybe not. Some things last a long time.
I think it's
Yeah.
like a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a 10 minutes, so it's probably
10
over
minutes?
now.
It's over, yeah, it's over now, but
But I can cast it
close.
again.
Yeah.
I mean, if undead is one of the titles in there, then yes, technically, because most of the things here in this area are ghosts, you'd likely probably be able to pick up a Heximal spirit. Feels nearby.
All right. Well then, Six is gonna say, I'm gonna try to use the hat again, and she's gonna cast detect evil and good.
Okay.
Using
Well,
her
Point me in a
hat.
direction. We'll find this.
A rabbit pulling magic out of a hat, how crazy.
yeah. Aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Pretty nasty.
And this is a pretty big room, so I guess if she doesn't detect anything here, she's gonna kind of walk towards the middle, just like a
Okay.
little bit.
So you don't. It doesn't appear as though you initially pick anything up, but as you continue to begin to sort of walk down what probably would have been maybe like sort of like a little dirt path, although it's kind of really difficult to make out from all the other sort of like dead plant life around, as you continue to travel on, kind of further down towards more of the center of the room. It's about pretty much right where you're standing that you begin to pick up the hint of an undead entity that seems to be emanating from exactly where Domo is currently beginning to walk over, looking like she's going to check out.
Domo, I wouldn't touch that right now.
Oh, all right. Good call.
I think something bad is in it. Or
Domo quickly retreats.
Bad
Musa
like
takes
beep
out
beep
her-
boop.
Oh, what was that? You guys kind of talked over each
Moose is just getting the sucker ready.
other. Okay, gotcha. Kind of pull the hose off your sucker, like
Exactly.
Ghostbusters style, and kind of hold it forward.
Just like that.
Bad like pee pee poo poo bad, or like what kind of bad stuff is a bucket?
my pet is saying that it's bad. I mean, is it pee pee poo poo? I don't know.
What are we talking about? It's glowing.
The
God mode
stream, everyone.
I think it's a bucket.
That's not good for once. That's a crit on perception on investigation. Jason.
Jeez.
Yes.
Glad I let somebody else do that instead of me, because that would have been my
Oh.
Famine. Feast or famine.
Excellent perception from both, or investigation. Excellent investigation from you, Musa, and good perception from you, Tali. Before I reveal what you each find, I'm going to ask you, Musa, to please, you don't have to roll the D3. That's the good news. But please roll me a D25.
Oh no, this is
25, you said?
D25, yes.
this is gonna be real bad,
Is
because this is the first time we've seen a
Level 10.
yeah.
Pudding gushes from your eyes and everyone else at 100 feet from you.
Vomited worms last session.
Actually, I lied. I am going to need you to roll a D3.
I'm gonna need you to call an ambulance.
Well,
Oh no!
I'll speak too soon.
Tali's always like cautiously walking around Musa.
As you begin to walk over here and investigate your surroundings, Musa, a strange taste sort of permeates your mouth. You're unsure why, just all of a sudden. Hang on, let me take a look here.
That's it?
I need you to make
taste in
a
her mouth?
Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, okay, that's worse.
Okay. Con. Okay, a con is not bad. 22.
Hey.
Okay. There's still a strange taste in your mouth, but you don't notice any other side effects. Let me see here. Okay.
Weird. What kind? It's just a funny taste.
Yeah, a weird, almost silvery taste, like a metallic taste to it.
I'm looking around to myself.
Like blood?
That's weird.
However, with your investigation check, and then we'll do your check tally. Moose says you. Oh, go ahead.
Does anyone taste silver? Is there something in the air?
Here comes, she's gonna explode!
And Domo dives backwards like a soldier diving away from a grenade.
Maybe it's coming from the bucket. Go look.
Oh, I mean, I was. I don't know.
It can't possibly get worse for her, so she might as well get all the way in.
Yeah. So, so specifically, I'm investigating, looking for the Heximal.
You're able to put together with that kind of crit investigation, Musa, that through some series of maybe your sort of like biological, mathematical upbringing with a genius, just through your education growing up with them, that you know that there's a bit of, even though the spirits and the undead are no longer in this life, there still permeates some essence of slight life energy from their bodies, just for the fact that they could still exist in the material plane. And through that, sometimes it leaks out and gives some amount of vibrancy to the physical plane here. And you get the strong sense that the final Heximal may be indeed hiding in whatever this maybe like growth powder or whatever this strange sort of like powdery chalk is in this burlap sack sitting in this bucket. With that, also because Tali rolled a perception check, and hey, what's up, Genghis? Tali, your check, you rolled pretty high too. You are able to notice that there appears to be a shovel near a series of mounds of dirt that are coming from the top right area, kind of just to the right of Domo, sort of in that dry riverbed is from what you can surmise. And it looks like there are 12 or so like mounds that are created with the shovel kind of not too far away. You also notice a dirt-covered brown journal that seems to be actually sitting right underneath the chair that you are standing at. Those are the things that you see with that perception check.
It's a lot.
Domo, get close to the mounds and see if there's any names to it. And no one touched this journal.
It's like
I would want to level the sucker about where the force is, and I guess activate it.
Okay. So Tali mentions this to the group, and then Musa, you begin to activate your sucker, pointing it towards this little burlap sack of whatever this is inside. And as you turn it on, everyone hears the sort of mechanical sucking sounds as air is pulled in violently into the tube of his phantom sucker on Musa's back. And as you do this, shooting up from this mound of this sort of like neon lime green powder is a Heximal creature that screeches as you begin to suck it towards your phantom sucker. And let me just see. Let's go ahead and take a look and make sure and see what I need to roll for that.
I'll suck him out.
Let's see here. Party belongings, phantom sucker. It's going to be a save that I have to make, and it is
13,
a DC 13. Okay. I got the Roll20 companion app, but it like forces you to pick a character before you can use any of the stuff. It's highly annoying. So let's just do dice rollers. I can do this from my phone. All right. The creature, let's see, succeeds as it pulls away from the grasp of your phantom sucker as it screeches and is able to pull away. It begins to spastically fly, sort of just haphazardly around, not kicking that around, actually just flying around itself as you watch as it begins to screech through the air and dissipates.
Oh, he got off! Get him!
Does 6 sense him anywhere nearby?
Yeah, do I sense them still?
Yeah, 6 sense.
6, using your senses, you attempt to try and pick up the inkling of the undead creature from anywhere nearby, but are unable to do so.
Wait, 6 sense and it's ghost. Y'all. I just realized this.
What a campaign.
It's all coming together.
All right. Well, we've only got a few more minutes of your magic-y thing that you got going on. So let's do a quick sector sweep of this room and then move back on to somewhere else. You may have tried to escape.
What's this journal that you were talking about? Where
I was
is
gonna
it?
say, yeah, no one tells Hunky Dory what to not do, and he grabs the journal.
Oh, is it on this chair right here? Or something?
It's like
Yeah,
sitting
it's
underneath, kind of in between some of the crackly grass stalks. You come over, Hunky Dory / Harper / Rouge / Blackstar, and pick up the sort of like dirt covered brown journal. As you flick it open, you see the name Ringkaz is written inside on the front cover.
It's written in some language I don't understand.
It is common on the pages if you want to read those.
And he tosses it to 6 was interested in it, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
6.
No, I was just trying to bridge in character knowledge to out of character.
I think
knowledge.
it was Tali who
also
discovered
read
it. Okay.
Ooh, Ringkaz, that sounds fancy. I wonder how you make that.
The contents reads, Aesop wanted me to write this as some form of therapy or something. The last thing I'm gonna do.
Journal.
The last thing I'm gonna do is die penning some sappy story. We're getting out of here, even if I have to blow this damn place apart. You flick the page, Harper, and see that the next page is blank. You keep flipping, several pages are blank. You begin to do that thing where you just run your thumb across the body and just flip through, thinking there's nothing left, until somewhere towards the end, there's a little bit more.
Ooh, secrets.
It reads, Buried Aesop today. He kept complaining to me about how he was angry at not being the last one left before he passed. Bastard kept his dour outlook to his deathbed. Hell, he was right after all. Now it's just me. What a load of shit. First Kaz, then every single other person close to me. Wonder if somewhere out there is another version of our Wild Knot team still kicking ass. One that didn't suffer through this nightmare. I only hope that they count their damn blessings every day they wake up alive. You flip a page, and there's a little bit more. Sometimes I feel like I hear their voices through the halls, occasionally before I pass out from bouts of exhaustion. Guess it's time for me to punch out of this hellhole myself before I go full batshit, if I'm not there already. All that's left is this shitty ale, but I plan to go plop down in Kui's seat and drink myself in the next life. And if by some twisted fate I do come back as a ghost, expect me to haunt the hell out of whoever finds this.
And you picked it up, the ghost tricked you, now you're haunted.
Oh,
That's pretty damn accurate.
First the dust, and now this.
I feel like that's the extent of the words that he knows, too.
Quick history check on the mounds, just verifying that they're graves.
Sure.
13.
Yeah, you are pretty familiar with this kind of crude form of burial that you've probably seen on some of your tours with the Pioneer Patrollers.
I'm gonna go close to them, but not on top of them, and just until we leave, just play a little music and I guess not say a prayer, but just kind of take a moment for these lost adventurers or whatever the hell they were.
Agidor points him out and says, "Ooh, that one's Kaz and that one's Aesop. The rest of them are nameless and faceless and don't matter."
Wasn't there the Sun Kong guy?
I don't know. He's not in the book. The book tells us everything.
It's a very long grave.
The other book we found.
We had another bug.
Yeah, in the meditation.
Sun Kong, yeah. Possessed me.
Yeah, in the shitwater room.
Yeah, that one.
Does it tell you who was buried where? Because that's what this one says.
mean,
Tali, Tali goes to Sun Kong's, I don't know where his grave would be. Takes out her water skin and just pours a little bit.
Pours one out.
You step up and look at these mounds, and you can tell just from the length of them that they are humanoid graves, most of them. However, none of them are particularly marked. There's no names or anything.
To be buried on a ship that's hidden from view? Ah, what a tremendous song. I must know the rest of this.
Well, look, unless any of you are necromancers, there ain't nothing we can do for them. So, Six, why don't you take a quick hop around, make sure the Heximal ain't still in this room, and then we'll go check another room. No use crying over the dead, especially those we don't know.
Hey, Hunky, I think this will make a, maybe it'll make a good song. What do you think?
Oh, I do agree.
Yeah, let me know if you want to collab, man.
While she's hopping around, why don't we just play a little?
Six is kind of gonna go like a this kind of thing. Kind of an inner circle.
What?
You guys like that?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So, I think the word is symmetrical?
Hey.
Good, actually. Considering.
It's got a certain symmetry.
I have no idea how to raise that either, so.
It's there forever now, actually. There is no race. Just stays there.
Okay, good.
You do your plotted trek, moving around and attempting to see if you can sense this Heximal creature anymore. And unfortunately, you do not pick up anything.
I don't think it's in here anymore, guys.
Then the search continues. Let's go.
Want to do a quick perception over here at this, like, debris?
Sure.
Ibras.
Ooh, with a +0.
Yeah.
You push through the stacks and mounds and don't find anything particularly of note other than broken bottles and what looks like a broken down, eroded cart that probably once moved crops from one portion to somewhere else here that were grown in the crop plots that you can kind of see.
Well, this place is boring. Let's get going.
All right.
Yeah, we gather up.
Each of you gather up and heading back to the transfer room.
Check
We didn't
some
check the
oil.
Orby thing, did we?
Orby thing.
The glowing thing? That's the thing that the
Is that where the Heximal was?
Yeah, it's just
Oh, yeah.
weird feed stuff.
Gave up the ghost. There was not poo poo pee pee.
No.
I tried to suck him, but he got off.
Oh my god.
No.
No.
Oh boy, where to next? Tinkering room sounds great. Let's go. Anybody else ideas?
Let's go down the list. Tinkering room is next.
It sounds good. Sounds good.
All right.
Ooh.
You punch the button, and with a flash, each of you find yourselves now in the tinkering room. This was... Here, I'll do this again. This is also maybe a session or two ago. I don't remember, so I'm just going to read the description one more time. Because
That's right.
I think...
was here.
Yeah, it was only you here last time.
Yeah.
So as you each appear here in the tinkering room, you take a second to look around, and you are able to see that this area, this room here, is covered in smears of grease, and a layer of dust kind of hangs in the air. On the left, you can see what looks like an unpowered metal device of some type. Next to it are several drawers. You notice on the opposite side, on the right, you see a steel table that looks to have a number of rolled up scrolls that sit on top of it. And then at the back appears to be a large machine that kind of sits lifelessly.
Oh, what kind of skill check are you using for machines?
For technology stuff, I generally like investigation, although I can be convinced otherwise. Arcana would probably work too, because this stuff runs in most of our D&D universes. Everything runs off of magic, for the most part.
Tali goes straight for the computer and starts typing away with the 20 Arcana.
Nice.
Musa remembers the
is
book she saw over here and is going towards it. Just say it.
Okay. Let me see here. Hang on just a second. Okay. All right. So, Musa, with your 18 perception, and then Tali with a 20 Arcana. You come over, Tali, and begin to punch at the kind of runic symbols that are on this steel panel, but the device doesn't appear to be powered. Nothing shows up, nothing lights up as you kind of type away. Musa, with your perception check, as you...
That 18 was from the other place, but I remember I saw these papers from last time when I was here.
Oh, yeah. As you kind of grab a couple and unfurl some, you notice that these all look like blueprints to different types of things. They look like some type of arcane devices. Some look like they're actually components to weapons of some type. Maybe even some firearms, which you've heard of but not necessarily seen in real life. Some interesting things. Nothing that stands out other than that. What was your Arcana check, Hunky Dory? What was that for?
On the machines in the back there.
It's a large device. It sits lifelessly here. It's difficult to tell what this may have been used for with your check.
Machines, I bet. Machine.
Yes. Some type of machine stuff.
Machine learning, maybe? I don't know. What'd you guys find out? Anything good? Is there good stuff in here?
They're like blueprints for things, but I can't really read them.
Oh, let me take a look. Maybe I can make heads or tails of it.
Yeah.
Okay, can I make an investigation on the blueprints, or a history maybe?
Sure.
I'll do history.
I can give you advantage history. Yes.
Cool. 26.
26 is pretty strong. Yeah, you're able to you see the same thing that Musa does. These are sort of like standardly written instructions on how to put together these weapons. A lot of the weapons make sense to you, Domo, if you I don't know, in your past, would you say Domo is experienced with any type of firearms?
Basic training in it.
Okay, so
she's not proficient in them, hint, hint, but
gotcha. So you certainly recognize some of
training.
these. So maybe, most of the simple, you kind of see like some staves and spears, stuff like that. All that makes sense to you. Different type of bladed weapons. Just kind of listing off the components required to craft them, and sort of like a step-by-step process written in common on how to construct them. Similarly, the firearms, you recognize them, but don't necessarily know exactly all the things that it's talking about in terms of their construction. There's also a couple blueprints here for things that look like they are for some type of magical device, but these are a little more difficult to make sense of. The language written in them, despite being in common, is a little above the lay means. It's kind of difficult to make sense of.
I'll take them all.
Sure. Kind of grab them all, put them under a arm or in your packs.
I like to think that there's a stark difference between Recast's plans and Faw's plans. Faw's are like somehow like cartoony looking. Because all of her stuff was just like goofy ass like punching glove comes out of a box.
Acme Looney Tune stuff.
Yeah.
Acme devices.
Rinkaz's are like crayon drawings of a shotgun blast and a head just disintegrating.
Exactly.
Flamethrowers and
Yeah,
Well,
but yeah,
we'll-
I'll add blueprints from the geodesic
add
ship.
four blueprints from geodesic ship.
Ooh, nice. I will add that, and we can investigate them later.
Hey, Six, do you feel any bad stuff in here?
Do I, Jason?
Nothing in here. No.
No, it's nothing in here. She takes the hat off and she like shakes it. She's like, "This ain't working." Puts it back on. No, nothing in here.
He says, "Diddle daddle fiddle faddle," and smashes the return button. But supposing we were done.
Let's go back, I guess. Yeah.
Alonzi.
A better time. You smash the button, and with that, each of you return back into the transfer station.
Smash that return button.
And I guess next is the barracks.
Oh, hell yeah, I've been waiting for this one.
Everybody hold on to your fighting things.
With a flash, each of you find yourselves now in the barracks. You can see here there is several sets of musty bunk beds that line the walls in this relatively small room, probably similar to the Tinker Room. Most of the beds that you see here look pretty unkempt. The covers and blankets seem to be strewn about haphazardly. There appears to be some type of steel, perhaps drawers or lockers of some type in the center of the room. That is what you see.
Can I take a investigation check for just general stuff?
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, Domo's gonna give you advantage on that. She's like flipping all the mattresses. Like she knows all the spots that soldiers would hide contraband.
13 total.
Yeah, I'll say you working along with. You want to make a? Is that your? You want to make a check for that, Domo?
Yeah.
You give advantage.
Oh,
yeah. Help,
you were giving advantage to Flash.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say thematically, both of you were doing the same thing. You kind of pointing out to Flash, kind of the proper areas to take a look at. You each both naturally find yourselves at the steel lockers. Most of them feel locked, although one does finally give with a hearty pull of Flash using his kobold hand to kind of pop it open, and clanging against the outer side of it as you kind of pull it out as far as it'll go, Flash, you see 26 gold pieces.
All right, awesome. I'll
Nothing.
I'll toss 13
Tali
to
checks
Domo.
oh, nice. Tali checks the locker since there's no power.
Similarly, you kind of see Flash and Domo already over there. You try a couple yourself, Tali. Other than the one that Flash was able to jimmy open, most of them appear to be locked. There's like a little pull handle on the front, but as you go to pull it, there doesn't appear to be any way to actually kind of pull it open. It seems either stuck or perhaps locked, although you don't see a keyhole anywhere. That's what you guys see.
I'm gonna check these bunks here.
You join along with Domo as she's going along, just sort of like tearing the pillows off the beds, kind of pulling the mattresses up at any of the ends to peer and check and find anything of note. Interestingly, Domo, along with you, Musa, well, I'll say, give me a separate check, Musa.
Investigation. Oh.
Yeah, both of you spend some time checking, but it doesn't appear to be anything of note around here. Maybe these weren't exactly the soldier types, Domo.
Do I feel anything in here, by the way?
Nope.
Okay. Real quick, Tali found a container that was locked but didn't appear to have a keyhole.
Any of the besides the one that Flash opened up to find the coins in, each of these other, they're kind of like the image here. There's just a series of probably 4 to the left and to the right, so 8 overall on both sides of the room here in between these sets of 2 chairs. Flash was able to jimmy one open. They have like a little pull handle on the front. They don't seem to be marked with any names. But besides the one that he was able to work open, Domo, as you try some yourself, all the others appear to not give. They are either locked or stuck in place, but you don't see a keyhole, so you're unsure which of the 2 are keeping them from opening.
Could I try to, like, I don't know, get in there with some tools and maybe try to manually remove the front of the...
Yeah, you feel like it you know, it is a steel piece affixed to the kind of steel area of the surface. So you do feel like maybe if you had some tools, you can maybe kind of work them in the crease and maybe jimmy it open.
Well, lucky for you, you've got old Domo here.
As Domo takes out her thieves' tools.
Musa goes, I have a crowbar for some reason.
They just gave a child a crowbar.
They said take
after she was
I
born.
There's like a
just
lost
like
and
still
found.
astounded by Musa.
There's like a lost and found. Well, not really lost and found. More like, you know, not all the subjects came back and they left things behind. So I got things.
All right, Domo's gonna squat down and start tinkering around with the thieves' tools and see if she can't get some of these open.
All right, you begin to tinker around. Most of them are particularly difficult, even with a higher check, as you with some amount of expertise go around and do your best to work them open. 2 of them do give, and
cool.
Inside each of them collectively, you find 123 pieces of gold.
I take it.
You also... Oh, go ahead, 6.
Do these lockers look like super sturdy, like thick?
They look pretty sturdy. It is all made of steel, and they all seem to be sort of connected with a larger block of steel in the center.
6 is gonna go to some of the one of the lockers he couldn't open, and she's just gonna try to pound it with her warhammer.
Okay, as you do this, Domo, in the final batch, as you try to attempt, one more does give, and as it pops open, the immediate smell of salt water, faint but still there, wafts into your nostrils.
What?
You see what looks like maybe really dried and shriveled seaweed, perhaps, but there is a glint in the ambient light in here, however low it is, and as you sort of push away this dried kelp underneath, you see a small aquamarine-looking ring.
Well, I found a ring.
Ooh, put it on.
No, that's
I'll put
dumb.
it on.
No, that's dumb.
Why? It's pretty.
Hey, wait a second. Hey, Six, ain't that fancy hat you can use to make magic things understandable?
Yeah?
Well, what's this ring? It's got a, like, spooky ghost curse on it, or what?
I walk over before Six smashes the rest of the lockers with her warhammer.
Do I feel anything? Would detect good and evil from the ring?
No, I thought the hat had identify on it too. Was I mistaken?
I might. I would double check, Manda. It's got a couple different utilitarian uses to it.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
Detect
No.
magic, invincibility, and detect good and evil. Yeah.
However,
Never.
I can try to roll Arcana on it.
I was gonna say you could make a high Arcana check, or anybody can spend the 10 minutes to sit down and study it to know. It's just a standard D&D roll. So
Looks
up to
like
you.
a ring to me.
Seeing things from everywhere. All things.
Is
from
it
all
Arcana that you'd
places.
want?
Oh no!
Oh, hunky
no.
dory. Oh, Musa.
Everything.
Fantastic.
I did you roll.
I had already hit it before his came up.
He just wanted to trigger the weird so
It just
much.
it didn't.
Well, you know what? It makes more sense for Musa to have made that check. I'll just take mine back.
Nope, I'm gonna need a
It'll be
D25
okay.
D3 from you, Harper.
Yeah.
I shove it into Hunky Dory's face.
17. I rolled a 17.
Okay, you go up to 6 weird pressure,
Oh.
and with your 17, we'll do yours first before Musa's, just in case.
So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna run up to Hunky Dory, shove it in his face. Something bad's gonna happen, and I'm gonna go, well, that didn't work. And I'm gonna run over to Musa and shove it in her face, and then something bad's gonna happen, and I'm gonna conclude that it's cursed.
Harper, for everyone else, nothing appears to happen from the trigger that Harper triggers. But
boy.
as you look up, Harper, kind of taking a second and realizing what this ring may be, you do notice everyone else in the room, they look like themselves except their face is your face. Dumbo standing next to you is sort of like looking at the ring and looking up at you in anticipation of what you found from it, and she has a red face, but it's your face.
With like a purple lightning bolt on
Yeah.
it. How
On
horrifying.
a hobgoblin. That's great.
You've all got your own individual little marks instead of the star.
As
That's like
and then on top of that, Musa's yours as well triggers. Yeah, you don't have to roll the D3, but let's see what a 23 on the maximum table does.
forgot to.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Roll it again because that was D3. Oh wait,
Fi-
what are you rolling D5 for?
When I forgot to do it before, but when my suit goes off, one of my cantrips happens just randomly, and so this time it's firebolt.
Yeah, mine as well.
1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. And which direction does it go in? Let's say I roll a D8. One.
no.
No.
So I've cast fireball in this direction. Firebolt. Bolt, not ball.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
So I don't think it hits anyone.
Yeah, you see Musa almost like reflexively like throw a hand up almost away from the party as coming out of it is a flaming red sphere that shoots out, smashing into the wall over here, leaving a big mark on it. What was yours, Hunky Dory?
Likewise, my Eldritch Blast, aka my stage pyrotechnics, just goes off of my guitar. And I rolled to see who it would hit, and it hit something like a bed or something random.
So like just kind of smashes into the area around. Everyone hears this magic cacophony begin to kick off.
Going off everywhere.
Musa, you feel a little heavier for whatever reason. Like not an overbearing weight, but you just feel some weird sensation like you are heavier. Some sensation that sort of surrounds your body. Also, the 3 drawers over here that you were able to work open, Domo, immediately smash fully extended and then pull from their places in the steel compartment and shoot towards Musa. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Musa.
Oh, that's not good. Dexterity is not my strong point.
What's the D10?
Oh boy.
I have the healing thing.
Oh,
So I
nice.
gained 13.
Did I use? Oh gosh.
I think that's...
Yeah. I'm using my advantage. My just to get advantage.
Okay, makes sense.
Because my dex is not good.
And to retcon everybody, I changed my suit and the Eldritch Blast does not go off.
Oh, okay.
I think
Heal.
the healing thing only happens when you would take damage.
What? No, is it?
Or is that the health one?
Okay.
My suit proc, but it's only for like a round. I mean, it's just, I took full defense, so it's just armor, blur, and like half coverage, so if anything flies at me, I guess, in this instance of, what, magical convulsion.
Seems like everything is just flying towards Musa as these 3 steel drawers have been pulled from their compartments, shooting towards you,
goodness.
Musa. You go to like pull yourself back and away from them, but they're the surprise of them pulling free from their placement shocks you, and each of them like smash against you. 2 at like your abdomen, and the 1 at the side of your waist, as they just like smash into you for 12 points of bludgeoning damage and just stay there. Everyone else, any of your steel weapons or items that you have on you, despite being tied down to your person, like whether captured in a hilt or on a belt, they all sort of like reflexively pull up towards Musa.
Hey, what the, oh, damn ghost.
What the? God, that really hurt.
Oh, all right. So the ring makes magic fly everywhere and turns you into a magnet. This is why you don't just put on any ring that you find lying around in a dungeon.
Wow.
No, but really, what does the ring do?
But
Oh yeah, what we actually found out about.
all of that aside, both of your checks were really good, Harper and Musa. You find out that this is indeed a magic ring, and one of the Ring of Swimming.
Oh, God, it wasn't worth it.
Nope.
You have a swimming speed of 40 feet while wearing this ring.
Wait, this is pretty cool. Joke's on you. I'll wear this shit. It
You
looks pretty.
slip it on a finger. It is a beautiful aquamarine. It seems to have kept its relative nice quality, despite probably being stuck in that drawer for some time.
So now Domo can climb and swim at normal speeds.
Hey,
It's like a little motorboat.
who knows when that stuff may come in handy.
Right
You
now.
do, Jason. You know.
I do know. I do know.
Nice is get comedy transition us by saying "bored" and smashing the button. I assume we're done.
Unless, Amanda, do you still want to
Nowhere
smash
else.
the...
Yeah, 6 wants to smash in the lockers.
All right, give me some type of check
Tali
after all
walks
this
back to the door.
chaos has happened.
The
That's far away.
Vice joins.
Let the bunny do its thing.
You just want athletics?
That would make the most sense, yeah, as you just kind of freely begin swinging your, axe wildly?
My warhammer.
Your warhammer wildly to try and
Oh, why do I
pop some of these
roll
open.
like
No.
crap?
Oh.
What was that check, Hunky Dory?
Yeah,
It was Vice. Vice was helping.
Vice was gonna try and like Street Fighter 2, like beat up the cars against 6, and
He's only at 2 at least.
yeah.
Give me a
boy.
D3 and D25. 6,
Damn it.
you run your Warhammer against some of these, but yeah, this isn't the best tool perhaps to try and pry them open. You don't have much luck trying to dent them enough to get any wiggle room to like get your hands in to pry them free from where they're sort of stuck in their place. Vice attempts to help you, but you see he nearly punches right as you bring your Warhammer down, and you nearly crush his hand, and he quickly pulls back and kind of falls to the ground. Happy holidays, Mousy. Let's see, that's gonna bring you Vice / technically Harper. That's gonna bring, I'm gonna do Nyx, that's gonna bring him to 4 weird pressure, and that's an 18, so let's see. Oh man, these crit fails, is this standard for our games? I feel like this is way more than we typically
this is
get.
way more.
Even last episode too.
We've triggered it 4 times in the span of like 10 minutes. It's insane. We've gone entire sessions without critting things.
Well,
Yeah.
3 of our last 4 checks have been crits or fails.
Like, and last time 2 of us at the same time. Just
Vice, your skin begins to jut out as you notice you have a layer of prickly cactus skin.
oh goodness.
Anybody who attempts to touch you is going to take 1d2 piercing damage.
That seems pretty good.
This will be great for my next upcoming role. I'm gonna play a blue hedgehog.
I guess you can't do any more love scenes.
I have a Vice pun for that, but it's not ready for it. You're not ready for it.
Depends on what his partner's into, if you catch my drift. You're a child. What am I saying? Let's go.
You were also born days ago. What have they been letting you watch?
I mean, they don't really care what I did. I mean, they cared as long as I stayed out of their way, though, but otherwise.
Let me put Vice's potion on before you move us.
Yeah, right. But before we do anything else, that could compromise our situation. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's go back and check the next room.
Oh, yeah.
Domo's very proud of her ring.
Gross.
It doesn't have to be.
But it is when I say gross.
You touch teleporter.
Gross.
In COVID times, yes, gross.
Everything.
Yeah, right? You don't touch anything anymore.
Did we go to the gym room yet?
Nope.
No.
I say we go check out the gym. Let's exercise some ghost.
What's a dispatch center? Is that?
Funny. That was funny. I like that. What'd you say?
I said, what's a dispatch center?
I don't know. Isn't dispatch like when people send, like, you send other people, you dispatch them? Maybe it's like a, I don't know, like an airlock, or like a staging center where you get ready to go off the ship.
Yeah, maybe
Sounds
let's do it.
interesting.
Does sound interesting. All right, dispatch center and gym. What does everyone think?
Next one's fine. Dispatch center.
Hello.
Which is your ghost sense? Tell us which way we should go.
Yes. What does your hat say? I mean, not hat. What's your sixth sense?
I don't know if my hat is useful in this situation.
It's only 30 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Dispatch center!
You touch the button, finding yourselves in a room to the south.
Wow, look at that!
Whoa.
It's like a big ship.
A slightly larger room than the others you've been in so far. This one seems to only be, there's no say here since you grabbed him. So I'll remove him.
Just say,
But
how many days are there?
no, the only other thing littering this room, or sitting in this room rather, is a what looks like smaller ship, at least comparative to the one you're in currently. Seems ragged and worn down from several years of what probably is unuse. The top lid that leads down into the actual ship itself is opened. I think it was Vice who popped that open, so I'm sure he would relay that he was teleported here and checked this out. He mentions he did find that mechanical bat thing that came screeching out of it, but he would also say that he didn't really take a good look inside of the ship itself other than kind of just grabbing the bat and leaving.
I was scared to be alone. You always get picked off when you're alone.
Domo crawls up onto the ship and inside alone.
I want to go in.
It is pretty dark in here, Domo. Do you have any special vision?
I think hobgoblins have dark vision. Let me see.
Say.
So, yep, I have dark vision.
Yeah,
I don't like one of those things.
it's difficult to make out the colors with your dark vision. However, you do notice that this room here seems to, or the interior of the ship here is small and relatively simple. You notice as you peer around that there seems to be blank maps and scrolls that litter the floor, and without any checks, you do pick up 6 gold pieces that are on the ground, or see them, I should say.
6 gold? Yeah, okay, I'll pick them up. And before anybody else does, I'm gonna investigate this place.
Sure.
Because my investigation is decent. 18.
You, with your investigation, are easily able to make out... I'll actually say give me one more roll. You have advantage on this roll.
Ooh. Okay.
Right.
Shut up.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
18, pretty strong. Domo, yeah, there's something about this ship that initially looked familiar to you, but being inside becomes all that much more clear. This is a Pioneer Patroller, kind of smaller transport ship. These are typically used to be have a smaller, closer knit group of occasionally covert operatives go down to survey a planet or area. They can be used as an easy means of transferring smaller numbers of people back and forth. You've actually rid a couple of these. The outer green sort of camouflage markings now all become all that much clearer, seeing that that is sort of the design and motif of that particular faction. You immediately get the sense of the layout here. You kind of pull yourself towards the front of the ship and you can see there seated is a spelljamming helm. This one not an actual seat though, but rather a wheel similar to like the pirate ship wheel that has the several handles running across the sides of it in a full circle. But you do see the runic markings that the wheel is attached to understand that if anyone had any magic here, that this could be piloted. Of course, there doesn't appear to be much room, at least here inside this small room that it is stored in, to actually fly anywhere.
Okay. Well, I tell the rest of the party that, but unless we can figure out a way to like open a door, it's probably not going anywhere.
Do I sense anything with my hat? I think it would probably still be going.
You probably have a couple minutes left, but you don't pick up anything in here.
No, I don't think it's in here either.
It's a shame we can't take this beauty with us. We could have our own little, like, covert, alternate reality traveling ship.
That would be so cool.
It would be. Oh well.
Ow.
Disappointed.
Vice smashes that next button.
Smash and ring that bell.
Burr, 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 burr.
All right. I was gonna say, is everyone's token there? Okay. Oh, I hear a kitty. With a flash of light.
She's purring so loud, like her whole body is vibrating.
Oh, the baby.
Find yourselves back in the transfer room.
The gym. Oh, the barracks? No, not barracks. Or what's called the gym.
The gym.
The gymboree.
You punch the button to lead you all to the gym, and let me grab you guys. Sorry, this is a huge map, so I'm just trying to make sure and grab you all. With a flash of light, each of you find yourselves in a new room down here. You can see in this room, as you come into this area, that it appears to be a smaller area full of steel fitness equipment. You can see a number of weighted objects that litter the room. It looks generally unorganized and pretty cluttered in here.
What do you think, Flash? Give us an exercise demonstration.
Me? That's all, Mr. Muscles back there. Hit it, Vice.
Vice is just a shell of himself and would rather give the spotlight to somebody else.
He says, yelling.
I'll spot you though. I'll spot you on an athletics or the other one.
Well, the other one.
Flash is gonna go try to lift any weight, like the smallest dumbbell, and see if he can lift it.
What's your natural strength score?
My natural strength is a 8.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Advantage.
Lift 10 total.
Lift with your legs, bro.
Yeah, you're able to find a couple of these little steel pieces that you're able to kind of pick up. There's two that seem to be attached with this like area to hold in the center that you're able to grab and kind of lift up with an arm. They're pretty heavy. You do see really the only thing of note that seems to be of use besides the weighted kind of steel objects that you have in your hands as you kind of go to drop them is where Musa's kind of climbing into in the back.
This is like 10 pounds. That's almost like the 1/5 my body weight. Hey, isn't it supposed to be like a quarter or something? I'm not doing too bad.
Get up there, bro.
This thing looks so heavy. And she tries and she fails. I have an 8 strength, so I'm not even like.
Oh
my goodness. Crashes down.
Yeah, it is incredibly heavy. You kind of put two hands on this steel bar and just try to push it just from where it's naturally sitting, and it does not give. Whoever was potentially using this probably had to have some amount of strength to do so.
This sounds like a bunny job.
Yeah, 6 is gonna crack her knuckles and say, leave it to the professionals. And she's gonna go try to... What is that? What is that? Just a chest? Guys, I don't work out. Tell me what this is.
Chest press?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
She's gonna go try to chest press it or whatever.
I believe they call it
out.
an exercise.
All right, well, give me a check.
Domo will spot 6.
I was gonna say, engage your core, bro.
Athletics or
Athletics,
is that what we're
please.
using?
Yeah.
So I have advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can use the help action on it.
Oh.
Hey!
19. I'm gonna add a +1, so it's a 30-20.
All right, puppy, you filthy louse. Let's go. Come on.
6, you grab the steel bar that these really heavy-looking steel weights are attached to the ends of and push with all your might. And you're able to push it up from its natural, holding position. And you're able actually to bring it down on your chest with Domo over you and push it up once, bring it down once. You push it up again, and shooting out from one of the nearby steel pieces, screeching, is a Heximal creature that flies out. In the sudden surprise of it, I need you to please make a strength saving throw as you feel your arms begin to give from the shock of this thing shooting out.
Wait, but Jason, I would have detected this thing with my hat.
Is it still? Well, yeah, it's still working. Yeah, okay. So you don't have to make the check. This thing shoots out.
Well, no, I'll make the check because then it doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't have. Yeah, it's fine.
We'll say your hat ran out just in time.
Yeah.
Can I add a?
They're just doing those chest presses so loud you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro, before you move on. Oh, it's never mind. I was gonna try and use a vice card, but it's my d20s.
That's what I'm loving, Jason.
Yeah, you from the shock of this, we'll go with that. Not realizing that your hat had worn off, the Heximal shoots out, and the weight of the steel bar kind of overcomes you, seeing the Heximal shoot out, and it falls, kind of crunching into your chest for 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Domo just kind of grabbing the side before it fully kind of crushes you as the creature screeches and begins to fly through the room wildly. What do you guys do?
Oh, Hunky Dory activates his backpack. I've seen this before.
Try as well.
Both of you quickly pulling out your phantom suckers as the Heximal creature shoots around the room, flying rapidly, trying to suck it in. It's going to need to make a check, a save. It's going to do the first one from Hunky Dory's. It's able to pull from yours, Hunky Dory, but is caught before flying out of the room, it is caught by the suction pull of Musa's as she aims, and you hear the metallic sound of the mechanical contraption whirring as a gust of wind is kind of pulling your hair, Tali, as you kind of pull yourself to the side, seeing the Heximal is caught in the blast. It needs to make a second check, and since it is caught in place, you can keep running yours, Hunky Dory. It fails its second throw from yours, Hunky Dory. And then finally, Musa, with its third failed check from both of you cooperatively sucking it in. The creature shrieks one last time before it is sucked into your packs.
Hell yeah.
You hear the clinging sound of the steel and finally see the Heximal's ghostly transparent face kind of fill that glass bubble at the top of your contraption as it just sort of stares in pure shock around, not sure of its new environment.
All right then. What do you say, Suits?
I knew this hat wasn't working.
Do the suits have any? Like, are they like?
Oh, you were asking the suits. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying everyone else. I thought you were calling them suits. All right, suits. Let me test this. Testing.
Yeah.
Your Excel suit. You see the Hexy face push out from the collar, close to your eardrum, and say, "We think that's everyone."
Alright.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, let's get going.
Well, okay. I was gonna ask what do we do now, because we have them all.
Isn't this the goal of the mission? Shouldn't we go back to Lexi?
Well, we need to get out of the ship. We need to find the communicator to actually get out of the ship.
That is indeed the question. How do you get out of the ship?
Well, there was that one last room on the list, but we just can't read what it says. It's kind of all messed up.
Right, it was all scrambled.
Yeah.
a mystery.
Can we still go there? We
I
can probably
do-
figure out what
I
that
do
room
wanna-
is.
I just want to point out, just because I know sometimes the visuals of Roll20 can get in the way, you guys haven't done any perception checks in the previous room. I've only been telling you what you see without any checks. So just keep that in mind.
In the room. Which room?
There was no checks. And
There's a
no.
lot of previous rooms.
Barracks.
No, you guys did relatively in the barracks.
Did we? I meant the dispatch.
Yeah, dispatch. There was no perception checks made, and then in this room, there's no technical perception checks made.
Yeah. I see nothing.
Musa, you stare around using a perception check, trying to just see if there's anything else that sticks out, and don't find anything. Tali.
Also.
Go ahead, Luke.
No. You. Tali's got better perception.
She has pretty perceptive. Tali, you peer around this room, trying to just.
It's like a hawk.
Yeah, notice anything that may stick out of place. You notice a couple things now that you've taken the time to peer around. You see a gray leather notebook. It's actually laying underneath one of those heavy metal weights that Flash was playing around with. You see several of the unattended heavyweights, and you actually see a strange looking rod. Kind of looks like the center of all of these things that you'd pick up with the steel pieces on the sides. This one looks a little different from the others, though. It has what looks like it's imbued on each end with a carving of a pretty decent looking version of a horse, and the whole thing is made of steel. Probably say 12 or so inches, maybe like a foot, little bit more than that long.
Depends on where you measure from.
Just shut up.
Don't want to touch this journal, but she reaches over and kind of uses the weights or something like that are around it to kind of open it up, trying to see if there's more clues.
All right, you
about the
kind of just
communicator.
use one of the weights to just flip the cover open to see. And the inside of this cover is signed the name For Chemo. On the next page, it reads, "On second thought, I'm not even sure if he could write. Never mind. R.I.P. Gonna go on lockdown now. Don't have the strength to even finish our escape plan. Someone will find out eventually. So the pass to my room is Tech Whiz Extraordinaire. Fa."
Ooh, we can go in that other room.
There we are. Right as rain.
Maybe it's in there.
Equiz extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
I think we actually do know that it's in there. Like one of the other journals mentioned it even.
Yeah.
That this Fa person was holding on to it.
Wow, she sounds smart and sexy and smart. And good looking.
I feel a chill running down my spine. I think that was the one what was inside me.
Oh, lucky you.
Phrasing.
Gross.
All right, let's go. Let's do the password and get out of here. This place is giving me the creeps.
You find yourselves back in the transfer room, and we'll just say, oh, hang on.
Oh no, I fucked that up.
It's okay. For brevity's sake, you'll say we just transfer back to the main dormitory.
Fast forward.
Wait, aren't we supposed to just beam out of here when we're done?
We're in an extra dimensional space. We can't do that.
They probably can't get us in here.
We gotta get out of the ship first, and then we could go home.
All right, if you say so.
My essence feels trapped by this ship. I'm sure that they can't get us out. Do you want to ping us? I'm lost.
Further in, this door is locked. This door at the far end is locked. Two magic mouths appear on both of them as you step up on this one here and this one here.
Where's the other one?
We're close to Domo right here, and then the other one is where Musa stands.
We say the password.
Checklist.
Both of you try both doors. The one that you're at, Musa, says, "Nope, sorry." But the one that you are, most of the others are at, as you say this, the mouth smiles and disappears as the steel door, shuddering slow, begins to pull up, revealing a new room. Inside here, you are able to see that this particular room is full of gadgets and gizmos. None of them look particularly in any type of operational shape. A mechanical-looking owl sits lifelessly perched on a desk chair.
All right, the journal said it was some sort of device, maybe a gemstone or something. Keep an eye out.
Perception check from...
Oh my god.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, Tali, it's a little difficult to kind of make heads or tails of most of the weird mechanical stuff in here. 6, you, I'm assuming, step into the room and pop an eye out. You do notice plenty of just contraptions and weird shit. And you do see that mechanical owl. But with your perception check, you also notice a green journal that seems to have been tossed under the desk.
I'm gonna go and pick it up.
You go in and grab it.
Tali goes to the owl.
The owl seems to just sort of have its, like, both of its mechanically feathered steel arms down, and its head seems to be lowered. It doesn't seem to have any type of power or anything like that. It appears lifeless.
Though it's not one of nature, like Tali just like goes to rub it, and because she's very fond of animals, is like pets it on its head.
It is cold.
I'm
touch.
glad that it's, yeah. Tali just looks at it and is like, even though it's not alive, it's still very cute.
So pretty. I put a hand near it and try to cast Arcana, see what I can feel off of it.
Sure.
19.
You definitely are able to get the sense that this is probably at one point was powered by some arcane mechanical means, but appears to not be functioning currently.
Feeling that, I will cast off.
You do
Try
this.
to turn it on.
Nothing happens.
Shoot. Well, tried to get him going. That would have been cool. Anything else in here, guys?
I pick up the journal.
You take a peek at the journal 6, and opening the green cover, you see on the inside, this one is marked Fa. It reads, "He says he wanted us to start writing in these for our own sanity, but I know the reality is these are for whoever finds them after we've all gone to the grave. So for whoever happens to read this and hopefully isn't also trapped inside the ship somehow, congrats. If you are somehow trapped here, my condolences. Instead of writing my boo-hoos, let's get productive just in case you're in a similar situation as we were. This is an advanced spelljammer ship without any conventional doors or windows. The only way in or out is through the use of a black handheld object called the Crystal Communicator, which was stolen by that little gremlin Heximal creature who ate it and fucked off. Probably warped outside or something. Doesn't matter, it isn't here. We've already looked a million times. So we got stuck, and without power to the ship because our navigator died, we don't have food or water either. Some of us have succumbed to the lack of already. I had a plan to use the last bits of reserve energies from the spelljamming helm to zap everyone in that room out of this coffin, but I just don't have the strength to finish the last bits of modifications. Don't have the heart to tell the crew I'm donezo, so instead I've recorded the last pieces of instructions with Houdini here. Hopefully he still works. If not, find some way to tinker him back to life and take him to the transfer room. He'll unlock the helm room for you and then tell you the steps to finish the project. It's all pretty high-tech wizardry stuff, but I made the instructions simple enough for any idiot to follow them. Make sure to bring some supplies and simple tools to get it done. If you can finish what I started, that should trigger a blast of teleportation magic in the helm room that'll send whoever is in there to the outside safely. I think. Just make sure everyone is there when you finish the job. There's only enough juice left in this steel coffin for one trip. Sucks that I didn't think of this all earlier. Doesn't matter now, though. Take it from me, being a wild knot ain't all it's cracked up to be. Educated guess is that the ship is slowly being pulled in toward planet Udu. So once you escape this place, there should be people out there somewhere to help you. Unless you stumble upon a ghost town. No, I doubt that exists there. Anyways, good luck. Hope you fare better than we did, Fog.
Aesop in the margins, there is a ghost town there.
There's ghosts.
Hearing the journal saying like take Houdini, Tali just starts wrapping her arms in like a hug around Houdini.
Wait a second.
Hey, does anyone think they can fix this little guy?
I looked through my blueprints. Do any of them seem to match this little feller?
Yes. The third of your 4 blueprints does seem to have a couple mentions of Houdini's. Not necessarily the construction, but probably more geared towards what you're looking for, the maintenance thereof. It seems to show you that there is some tinker tools located in the tinker room and gives you a set of instructions on how to maintain Houdini. If you were able to use the tinker tools on Houdini, you would get advantage on the check.
Does anyone have tinker tools on them?
Not I. Got a crowbar.
Might be a little heavy-handed for this.
To point out, the blueprints do mention that there are tinker tools in the tinker room.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
gonna ask if we could zap back real quick and scan the room.
Sure.
Twixt is just looking at the owl and she's like, on.
I tried that already.
Six is doing her own rudimentary form of trying to get it to work.
Hunky Dory
Clap on, clap off.
Hunky Dory will tell Six. It's mental. It's telepathical. You just have to think it really, really hard. Just keep thinking real hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like you're thinking hard enough. Think harder. A little bit harder.
She's just gonna keep thinking about it the whole way to the tinkering room.
Six looks like she has to go to the bathroom really badly. Her cheeks are flushed. She's like squinting, staring at the owl.
I mean, she probably does, though.
She
It's
needs,
fitting.
she just needs to do a couple rabbit poops. You each appear back in the tinker room. You poked around in here before, but I don't believe anyone necessarily made any perception checks.
Well, I had the first time I came
Tali
in.
does that.
I had a girl.
Whoa.
Lucky.
Well, like, okay, good, okay. I thought he was gonna say.
Tali, as you peer around, you're able to begin to kind of like search through a series of these steel drawers that are kind of over near Nasher / Flash and Domo. Inside, you're able to scrounge out 36 gold. In the second drawer down from the top, you find what looks like a sort of like rolled leather, a leathered roll that as you take out and unfurl, you see inside a series of what looks like tools meant to tinker. It is a set of tinker tools.
Oh, all right.
Here they are.
Right.
You also keep digging. She does find one more thing. You find in the bottom drawer, sort of towards the back, past just like some nuts and there's like a couple other things to note in here. There's like wrenches, screwdrivers, some nuts and bolts. But the tinker tools seem to be the most adept and complete of tools to help you. In the back, as you kind of parse through some of the nuts and bolts, Tali, you find what looks to be some type of wand. That has a a kind of pointed tip.
PTSD.
It's a shame we didn't find the Chaos Blade here.
What is? I don't want this. Tali just like looks over the items, but just really focused on the tinkering tools. Just says, "There's a wand here. Does anybody want to look at this?"
I like wands.
But before she hands it off to Musa, just because Musa's a kid, does a Arcana check.
Nice.
Definitely magical. I can say with an 18, you're likely able to identify this, picking up the scent of whatever magic this thing is giving off, which still seems to reverberate from it. It is a wand of pyrotechnics.
That sounds fun.
It's got a couple charges. You can use one to create a harmless burst of multicolored light.
It just makes fireworks. That's all it does.
Here, Musa, just don't point it at your eyes.
Well, I mean, I can already do that, and I just do prestidigitation. See?
Yeah.
All right, well, why don't you hold on to it anyway, and when we get back to the Maesters, you can sell it for a big lollipop or whatever the kids like these days.
No. That's going towards my jetpack fund.
All right, jetpack fund.
Good.
I'm getting a jetpack.
Just make sure you write it down in your notes so you don't forget that you have it.
Is there is there a specific check you're looking for the tinkering tools?
With those tinkering tools, I would ask to give me a relevant skill check, and you have advantage. So Arcana could work, Investigation could work.
I played a bomb defusal expert, actually. I'm perfect for this kind of role right now.
Okay.
He cracks his knuckles, and he's got sleight of hand +7 if anybody's got
that seems pretty clutch. We should just do that.
I'll take that as well as a check, yes.
Sleight of hand -1.
And you said advantage? Oh,
Yes.
no!
Oh, good. Well, at least we fixed the fucking bird.
Wait, I get to pick which one, right? Okay, I'll take the 20.
Wow.
Well,
Vice begins to adeptly use the tinker tools, funnily enough. But as he is working, he triggers a weird. I'm going to ask for that D25, D3, please.
So good with his hands. A fine, intricate detail.
My God.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Domo has like a crush on Vice now.
It was in a movie called The Ouchie Locker. I only barely remember the movie, so I can't summarize it too well.
God, you're so
Did you
dumb.
adapt a young orc boy?
You all watch as Vice continues to work fixing this mechanical owl. Some of you sort of standing around watching. As he continues to work, owl in hand, out of nowhere, you watch as a glass encasing completely entraps him inside of this what looks like glass box.
But a glass case.
Vice?
Yes.
Hello?
Did you trigger some kind of failsafe or something?
Hey, buddy, you all right in there?
I assume that I can hear them.
You can. It's that sort of like muffled as they talk, but you can still make it out.
Let me out of here, you guys.
All right, Vice, cover your eyes or not. And she's gonna go for it with a warhammer.
Yes.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
As you go to swing, Six, let me go ahead and get that mitigation roll from you, Musa. Thank you, Tiberius.
Can't be 4 times in a row.
Damn it, Kevin.
Why do you do this to yourself? Why do you do this to yourself?
Kevin, when will you learn? When will you learn?
You're already past probable like 2 rolls ago.
You idiot.
Poor Kev.
And make an attack roll, Six.
Alrighty. Hold on, I forgot how to make an attack roll. Here we go.
Hunky, your suit goes off also.
That's 16.
Jeez.
You hit. Roll for damage. Is this bludgeoning damage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's doing two-handed, so 6.
God, I hate that. I hate that it shows you what the other one is.
I know,
It's
yeah.
always better.
It's sad.
Just pretend it doesn't exist.
To
You're-
be fair, it could have been a 5 if you didn't have that feat.
Oh my god.
Your warhammer smashes into the glass side. You can see as it impacts into the side a huge crack. The sound of a streak of this crack running up the glass on this side, as small pieces of the glass kind of fleck out from your smash, Six. You didn't break through it, but you dealt a sizable blow to it from your impact.
Well, she has like 2 attacks per action, so she's gonna go and try to hit it again real quick.
Sure.
Yes.
You quickly go to bring it down again. That's gonna hit.
8.
Hey, at least they're the same this time.
With one more swing, you kind of do like a rake across the side and not like right towards Vice, and the whole side that you're positioned on from this glass entrapment, this glass box, just gives way as your warhammer strikes through the crack you'd already made, and the sound of shattering glass spills into the room as multiple shards of glass just kind of drop at the feet of both you, Vice, and Six, and kind of scatter across the room, but you're able to step out now, Vice.
So, your owl's ready.
You finish what's left of the tinker check, Vice, and as you do, there is a whirring sound that begins to happen from within the owl construct, and you can feel a little bit of like a trembling in your hands. It seems the construct is coming back to life. You hear the mechanical sound of whoo-hoo, and you see the head pop up as the eyes light up with a kind of shining yellowish glare, and the head does a full 360 turn and then pops back down. The wings expand and stretch their steel feathers out and then pull back in as the owl, not making any more sounds, but beginning to sort of like do like it turning its head at whatever angle it wants to peer at the people in the room. It has Wyrd back to life from your check, Vice.
Eat.
Good job.
Not trying to stop herself from casting speak with the animals, but
Can
it's
I,
fruitless.
can I understand us? Just, normal talking.
Vice flicks it in the nose. Hey, do you get it? Do you understand us?
It nods.
Do the thing. The journal said you were gonna do a thing.
I want this in real life.
The journal said we had to take it to the transportation room.
Oh right, I forget. I read out of order sometimes. It's
Sure, Vice, sure.
we don't always shoot like the order of like scenes and movie stuff. And movie star.
And he's so good at improv, too.
Line.
Let's head back.
Next.
Each of you watch your step as you make way past the glass over to the door, transferring yourselves back to the transfer station. As you arrive back here, you see the owl head of the construct kind of perk up. Woohoo! It pulls itself free from your clutches vice and, plopping down on the ground, walks over to the control panel and begins to hit a couple different runic symbols on it. And as it does this, a new area of the ship begins to appear from the sort of final glitched display, now showing the helm room.
Oh, wonderful. Maybe this is our escape.
It's gotta be.
But hopefully that journal was telling the truth.
It did say helm room, not
See.
from the helm of the dingus, right? For some reason, I was thinking we all had to be smashed into the dingus to get out of here.
No, yeah, it said Helmu.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do it. Only one way home. Yeah, but he misses the button. There it is.
Oh, shit. Oh, there we go.
Another flash of light. You each find yourselves in a new room. This room appears to be somewhat smaller than the others. A interesting looking purplish crystal rises up in the center of the room. A couple of different wires and stuff kind of connecting to it from an exposed base. Inside of the crystal has a shimmer to it, almost like starlight, as this glitter of different sparkle shifts and wanes through its form. In front of it is a almost translucent looking seat that one could sit in, and displaying out beyond that appears to be a translucent display of what looks like, now that you're able to see it, although it kind of fades in and out, it sort of occasionally flickers off and back on. It does look like a display of the crater that you find yourselves in, at least in terms of where the ship has landed. On top of all this, without needing to make a perception check because it's sitting out in the open, one of you picks up probably Tali, because she's got a pretty high check with just a passive, but some of the others as well. You notice a pink glittery notebook that kind of just sits close to the spelljamming helm.
Say.
Oh, that's fancy looking.
I'll pick it up if nobody else does.
Yeah. But, Tali, that was your first whack. Did you want to...
Sorry, I can't hear you. What was that?
Oh, it was your... You had first pass at that journal if you wanted. It was by your feet. If you want to pick it up.
No, Tali forever now hates journals and all stationery.
Okay, so Domo goes over and picks it up. What's up, Hope? How you doing? As you pick it up and pop it open, you notice inside Domo, the inside cover is scrawled in a elaborate text, glacé alert. It's almost hard to read. Inside, on the first page, written in nearly all caps, almost all of the text, it says, "It's not fair. I don't want to die in here. This was supposed to be our glamorous spelljamming home. Now our grave? I'm too young to die. That stupid Heximal ate our only ticket out of here. When I find it, I'm going to kill it. Then I'll have Nvidia resurrect it so I can kill it again. I was supposed to become..."
I look over to Hunky. Go,
Hunky, I think this is an eidolon like you.
The final text says, "I was supposed to become the Twix's most extravagant, most opulent, if it was ever a question." Now, you are for sure, Doma. Most extravagant, most opulent, most enchanting queen. Now I can barely write. Fate is cruel. What did I do to deserve this? What did any of us do to deserve this?
Did she read that out loud?
Yeah, I give you the gist of it.
Could I take a history check on Glacé specifically?
Sure.
Oh, I'll help you remember. I remember all the eidolons.
Hey, nice.
They all
dirty
try to
20.
steal my spotlight, those bastards.
Flash, with a dirty 20, you do not recognize a glacé alert.
Ain't heard of her.
What are
She
those?
must be-
Flash, however, or no, wait. You were doing a double from advantage. Gotcha. Sorry, I thought that was maybe Harper making the check. Yeah, with a 20, you just still don't recognize that name.
Yeah, it must be a small time trying to make it big or off planet somewhere. That's all I can say.
I was gonna say exactly the same thing. Must have been a dim star.
Nah, not as bright as you, Hunky.
Who is holding Houdini right now?
Ooh, indeed. Ooh, ooh. I think Tali was
Tali?
baby carrying.
Tali, you notice that Houdini perks up again, its head popping kind of up, and you can kind of see this like steel rod that lets its head kind of shoot up some inches above its body, and it kind of whirs in a full 360. Its eyes light up this deep yellow as it peers towards the chair that Hunky Dory is kind of standing next to. Hoot, hoot, hoot. It tries to wiggle out of your grasp and falls down to the ground and steps over and stops and raises its wings out and shifts its head as high as it's been before, opening its mouth, and coming through is the sound of a somewhat high-pitched voice saying, "Okay, you idiots, I'm gonna walk you through the process on how to get this thing fixed up so you can hopefully get out of here so you don't die. If you happen to not be in a case where you're going to die and you can just get your way out of here through use of that black object, well, fuck you. Let's start."
I like it better when it didn't talk.
I thought it sounded like a beautiful, sexy, beautiful voice.
Well, let's get started indeed.
The instructions...
Houdini.
What's that, Tali?
Oh, I just telling Houdini. Let's keep going. Tell us what to do.
Houdini relays through probably what sounds like some type of audio recording, a series of interesting ways to remove some of the wiring here, shift some things around. Luckily, this tinker set that you have on your person, Tali, would come in handy for this. And I'm going to ask for whoever wants to do this, make another tinker check using a related skill at advantage, since you're following the relatively concise constructions from who you assume to be Fa coming through on this recording.
I refuse to bring Vice within a roll of demise on not his. So if anybody else wants in on this.
Hypothetically speaking, anybody that's, magically inclined should be able to do this, right?
I roll Arcana and try to do it.
Sure, yeah, you can make that check.
All right.
At advantage.
At advantage, okay.
Oh
Yep.
yes, I've seen these markings before. This one means up.
22.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
roll.
with a 22, a lot of this, especially with you hanging around Musa, the genius who just have this dry instructional or educational sense of the way that they've explained things to you, no matter what area of life it was, you growing up with them. If anything, the way that Fa's explaining it actually sounds a whole lot simpler than this sort of mechanical, cold way that the genius explained things, and you're easily able to follow along, kind of grabbing the occasional tinker tool out of the kit that you may need and using it to fix the different areas, plugging in a couple different wires, messing around with the spell jamming helm itself, this purple seat. And as you finish the repairs, the spell jamming seat begins to dissipate and disappear. And the purple crystal in the center of the room begins to grow brighter and brighter. As it does this, the purple circles in the room that gave off this ambient lighting also begin to glow this brighter and brighter color. You each begin to feel this sensation of magical energy begin to well in the room. And just as you take notice of this, there is a sharp blast of purple-like energy that ripples through the room, sending each of you to throw your hands sort of in front of your faces to kind of block the just blinding flash of this arcane energy that fills this area. And as this happens, you pull your hands back now and find yourselves now standing outside of the ship in the previous open clearing of the crater where you first initially entered. You now see the same 3 skeletons, what is likely the female trio that initially gave you the packs and told you to gather the Heximal spirits from the get-go.
Oh.
Hey, I know we still have to put the Heximal together and everything, but you think we should let the other spirits go? You know,
Yeah.
it seems only right.
They're outside the ship. Maybe they can move on now.
It was Sun Kong and Glace, right? They were the spirits we had.
Sun Kong and
think those
Fa,
are the two we
I
have.
think.
And Fa, okay. I thought Fa got away, but I guess not.
Mm,
She may, I think, or maybe she came back.
Oh, they got away.
Oh, Glace
okay.
got away. Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
wrong. Maybe.
Well,
Is-
I don't know. It's not up to me.
Yeah, well, I agree. I feel bad about letting the sexy, smart one go.
Well, we have no reason to bring any harm to them, so I don't see any reason why we can't let them go.
All right then, let's do it.
Each of you see on the Phantom Sucker packs that you have, close to the handles where you would grab the hoses and point at whatever entity that you try to pull in, there is a flip switch, and each of you flip it from suck to blow. And as you do, you
Blow them.
point your hoses in the air, and again the sound of a mechanical whirring as the contraptions come to life. This time a blast of air out of the hoses instead of a suction in shoots out, and you watch the spaces of these gold, or the glass, orbs on the top of the 2 of your packs that held these 2 other spirits begins to empty out, and you see their transparent forms of this interesting looking female as well as a apeling like humanoid that descend up into the sky. They each turn to you and then to one another, and then finally back to you as they begin to float several feet now above you into the air. And the apeling nods. The other female form looks to you, and you hear it whisper, "Twilight is coming." And then they disappear.
Huh. What do you think that means? Probably nothing.
Well, we don't have to worry about it. This is in our reality.
Wait, did you hear that, Hunky?
Yeah, yes?
That's the name of the song. She gave us the name of the song before she left. We can carry on her legacy in another time and make ourselves even more famous. Well, you at least. I'll just help out at least, but Twilight is coming. That'll be our next hit, brother.
Twilight is coming.
It's got a ring to it, I suppose.
Feels primordial, like it could change the very fabric of our reality.
That sounds like an album name, actually.
Oh, multi-songs, come on. One for each of them, and he's just gonna rattle on for a few minutes talking about all the different people and how cool songs would be.
Just to confirm, Houdini came with us, right?
His head pops up. Hoot hoot. He's still with you.
He's so cute.
Well
Yeah.
then,
Tali just says, "Can you understand me?" To Houdini.
His head sort of like spurs back, turning back towards you from where it was kind of just looking behind it, and it nods. Hoot.
Would you like to join us?
It stops for a second and thinks. It turns its head back at the soft, well, not soft, but flat black surface of what is likely the side of this massive spelljamming ship from where it came from, and then slowly turns its head back towards you and says, "Hoot," nodding.
That's all Tali needed. She takes Houdini and puts her right on her shoulder. Just like, that's perfect. She's so happy.
Do you happen to have, Harper, is that like a familiar?
It's just find familiar. It's just a spell, essentially.
Okay. So all of the how do you post that in from D&D Beyond? Let me do that real quick. I can do this. Find familiar.
It is a mechanical thing that essentially functions like the spell.
Yeah, it's flavorfully mechanical, but still functions. Okay, so let's just do this. Display spell card. There we go. So.
God, it's always a mouthful.
Oh my God! Yeah, look at this chunk of text. Essentially, Tali, you can give it commands. It understands you, but can't speak language itself necessarily. It seems to have some limited recording capabilities, from what you gather, at least, from hearing that Fa person record herself. I would also say you can't do this stuff where you dismiss it, because it's like a physical thing. It was built, so it can't just disappear. Otherwise, it will listen to you, and it will function anywhere within 100 feet of you. When you cast a spell within range of your touch, your familiar can deliver the spell as if it had cast the spell. It's got to be within 100 feet of you.
Whoa. Okay.
Super cool.
You now have...
I can talk telepathically? Stop. We're just going to have conversations all day.
You now have a familiar from a dead character in a separate reality from a previous campaign. You'll never hear that said again. And so,
well,
what do you all do?
I mean, at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, for what our characters know, our last step now is pretty much just to blow the Heximal back together and defeat it, right?
In a manner of speaking. It's been a couple weeks, but basically Vedna, one of the 3 ghostly women from the trio who led you here, had mentioned for you to go and find this ghost and bring all of its parts back. And they, through some strange ritual or magical means, said they had the power to bring something back to life.
Yeah. So okay, so we start walking back towards the ghost town then.
As
so
you
we can finish our job.
Begin to head towards the opposite side of the clearing, you see that long rope that dangles down that you use to descend here. And each of you begin to slowly make your way back up. I won't ask for a check as you make your way back up. Actually, who has a strength that... Anybody have a strength that is under 10?
Musa.
Jason.
Anybody who does, I would ask to at least please give me an athletics check at advantage, because it's a pretty simple rope that goes straight up that's been, tightened at the top, so it's not particularly difficult. But you do have to exert yourself a little more than someone who wouldn't have to naturally make the check.
I was going to say, for anybody else rolls, Harper and Vice are both very beefy and can carry most of you small types just straight up the cliff.
Well, they are already making their way up with their checks. About halfway up, Musa, yeah, you're fine. You're able to make it up plenty enough. Flash, you are pretty confident. You feel like you could almost do this one-handed. And about halfway up the rope, I'm going to ask you for a D25, D3 roll, please.
Oh my goodness.
This is the first time I've had to roll.
I was gonna say, I think this may be the first time you've triggered this.
Remember, your suit can go off too.
I half cover, +1 of my armor, and the blur spell for 1 round.
Shit.
Nice.
You're just blurring.
Sure.
Cliff.
And then a D3. Your pressure finally, for the first time I think in this campaign, goes up by 3, leaving you with 3 weird pressure. Also, everyone notices, and it's maybe a blessing that his form is slightly blurred, at least for a couple minutes, because you don't really take note of this, Nasher, but anyone maybe above, climbing up the rope, or below, kind of looking back towards Nasher's way / Flash's way, sees that all of his clothing just seems to vanish. And his skin color goes from that yellowish tint to a blue.
Oh my.
I feel like this would be more surprising if a bunch of weird shit didn't just happen over the past hour.
You know, I mean, I don't really know who my father was. He could have been part chameleon or something. I don't know. We got reptilian in our family somewhere. Maybe this is just a side effect.
Nasher says, completely naked as he continues to scale the rope.
Oh, check it out. I'm one of them scaly boys.
Oh, what? This isn't fair. How come I can't take mine off?
They gotta pay, remember?
Clothes stay on, Harper.
Harper
Clothes
tries to
stay
take
on.
his clothes off the entire time.
Most of your gear comes off, except for your hexy suit. It seems almost like completely adhered to your skin.
This is bullshit, I tell you.
Nasher, as you continue to make your way up, you hear whispered in your ear,
I'm still here, you just can't see me.
I'm just gonna say that's a production glitch and there's something wrong with my headphones.
What?
The slime ball suit thing's talking to me again. I don't like this.
other than Nasher going naked and turning blue-skinned, each of you are successfully able to make your way back up the ropes to the top of the crater rim where you initially descended to get closer to the ship.
It's the curse of Kong.
It's all blue.
Blue and naked. Alright, we start walking back towards the village.
Alright, start
Making our
making
way
your way
back.
back towards the village of
Walking fast.
Eerie-Eyed. You pass through the outskirts of town, through the sort of dead forest, eventually making your way back to Eerie-Eyed proper. You pass through the cold, barren streets, the structures set around you, dilapidated, most of them in a ruinous state, inhabitable just from the destruction wrought from what was likely, now you know, the Black Rock crater actually contained a spelljammer instead of just some type of comet. You continue to press on, making your way back to the mansion that held the trio of women of Vedna and the others, and push through the large set of double doors, making your way into the interior. As you step inside, there is an immediate gust of this like dust wave that hits you. You can see it now as the moonlight pierces through this area, the dust kind of collecting in the moonlight. Some of you cough. About another 20 seconds in, as you peer around, just fading through, pushing through, just phasing through one of the wooden doors at the far end of this sort of open, welcoming room, is the trio of ghostly women that appear again. And they each look to all of you, and let me switch this over here. Hang on just a second.
Ice is violently striking poses as they each check him out.
Hang on just a second. Hang on.
You voice modded if you meant to.
Can you understand that?
But I mean,
I think so.
Sort of, yeah.
that part.
Testing.
Yeah, I think that sounds fine.
Okay.
Give it a run.
The taller form of the trio, Vedna, says,
You've returned. Did you bring all of those creatures along with you? It appears as though you have our packs that you found at the very least.
It seems like I think we did.
Yeah.
you watch as the three ghostly spirits, kind of floating 2 or so feet off the floor, begin to encircle your group. Each of them, their eyes kind of darting to each of the packs on your backs, seeing that quite a few of them hold inside the Heximal creature. They finally come back, meeting in front of you all, and say,
Please, follow us to the dining room. You shall set the packs on the table. We will enact the ritual.
Can I do a quick insight check? Or is there something they're not telling us?
Sure.
And I'll use advantage on this.
I was gonna say,
But it's a pick too.
I have proficiency, so I'll just help you.
Okay. Cool. Hey, 21. Good rolls, man.
Doesn't seem like there's anything off other than the fact that they continually dart their eyes occasionally over towards 6.
Oh yeah, because 6 fucking pickpocketed him. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
The trio begins to move towards that set of wooden double doors at the far end that they initially just phased through, and with a throw of Edna's hands, the doors give way, opening up. Cobwebs and dust sort of flit through the air and slowly drop to the ground. You can see this grand opening, this large room with one of those sort of like long wooden dinner tables set within, and various chairs of some carvings that sit at each of the sides and the far ends, and the 3 women float within, and then Vedna shifts her hand, kind of allowing you to place your packs on the table.
I do so.
Yeah, so does 6.
Mm-hmm.
So does Musa.
I'll toss mine up as well.
Hunky Dory puts a hand out before Nasher can put his down and says, Does the word twilight mean anything to you guys? We were told to expect it. What was it? He said expect the twilight, or what did Fa say?
Twilight is coming.
Twilight is coming.
Vedna turns to Fern and the other, and they look back and say,
Where did you hear that from?
Oh, you know, a song on the wind. A sexy, sexy song.
Vedna says,
That is not a sexy song.
You could judge your own songs, mine is.
That is the coming end of all things.
Oh.
Twilight.
Well, okay, maybe sexy wasn't the best one. Devastating?
Huh.
That would be
Devastatingly sexy.
devastating would be more apt.
I didn't catch that.
Devastating would be more apt.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, so, I guess that's it. Alright, well. I want to know more about that. It sounds pretty interesting, but... Proton packs.
There are whispers from the other spirits here Spirits who say, when the twilight's passing comes to fruition, existence, all existence will come to an end. That is what we know of that term.
I don't wish to find the new sound anymore.
But we doubt that any of you would have to worry about such things.
She says,
You all appear to be outsiders with your own inclinations.
she says, eyeing Six for a minute.
Now
This
then,
sounds like
Go ahead.
This sounds like fairy tale nonsense that I'm going to choose not to believe it because my head can't wrap around the consequences of it. Let's get these ghosts all wrapped up. That's something I can understand.
the ritual, ladies.
Vedna says, and the three women begin to shift apart from one another, becoming equidistant from the table at the epicenter. Each of them collectively begin to chant in an unknown tongue. And as they do, the phantom suckers that each hold a Heximal begin to flare up with a translucent white flame. You can see the Hexies, or the Heximal variants, these spirit-like entities, begin to quickly shift out from the globe at the top of the devices and shoot out of the hoses. At first they attempt to look as though they are going to try and escape, but as they just sort of like a jellyfish trying to just like squeeze away, flying through the air, they don't move anywhere other than to be slowly pulled together, a look of fear and exasperation on their translucent faces as the women continue chanting. Each of them are pulled up into the air together as their forms begin to coalesce and merge. They continue to merge together, and you watch now as, despite being ghosts, each of their forms merge into a single entity, this round white ball. A large white version, this face of Heximal that you've seen before, specifically like your Hexy suits. Although this time, where there was only one round red pupil, there appears two. It begins to screech and shriek, and you now watch as its form goes from a translucent look to more opaque. A whiter, brighter form, a physical body begins to envelope its mass. And as the women finish chanting, it smacks down on the table, the phantom suckers sort of being thrown up in the air for a second and back down on the surface. A bit of a splattering of the white, gooey mass of Heximal as the creature looks around, seems to be breathing heavy. As it finishes, as the three women finish doing this, each collectively of the different Hexies on your suits push out and say,
It is tired. We will consume it.
and you watch as their pseudopods fling out, grabbing the probably not as large as the previous Heximal variant you fought back on Lumpton, but still sizable, probably the size of like a I don't know. Think yeah, probably like a small car. Yeah, a very small car. The pseudopods and tendrils whip out, grabbing the now physical Heximal on the table. It screeches and cries as it is pulled and sucked apart by each of the tendrils shooting out from your suits. You feel this strange sense of this energizing energy that flows through your bodies as well as this Hexy is pulled apart into each of your suits. As this finishes, the last bits of whatever that Heximal was, now given physical form and consumed by each of your suits. The Heximal on your suit each of you collectively. At the same time, in an echoing voice says,
"Blood is done."
each of you take a second, and as you do, your visions begin to fracture. Pieces.
You domo.
Go team!
Sorry about Twilight and your luck.
Don't look in the bucket, there's poo poo pee pee.
God damn it.
So stupid.
I don't know.
Let's see here. Hang on just a second. All voices? Do you not want to show me? There we go. Okay. As you say this, Harper, as your visions continue to fracture, pieces of what you can see begin to turn into these like glass reflective shards that begin to shift and move, almost in like this mosaic of like a what's that thing that you look through?
Kaleidoscope?
Yeah, kaleidoscope. As your visions begin to multiply and bend in all of these various angles and ways, the last thing you hear from Bedna is the others as she says,
"I would be more afraid of yours."
and as she
I didn't
What
quite
was
get
that? Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that one.
she says,
"I would be more afraid of yours."
More afraid of yours?
yes.
Okay.
As
Oh yeah.
she finishes saying this, the fractal shards begin to suddenly shoot towards each of your faces. Again, an uncomfortable sight. Some of you sort of like reflexively pulling back, but as this happens, it gives way. And where once you were inside the mansion of this haunted, eerie-eyed town, you now again stand inside the central command room of Lexi's laboratory.
Oh, we're back.
Lexi Bruce is all wanted with the pressure and to get her out of my way.
Lexi steps over from one of the nearby glass panels that she was typing on and studies each of you. It appears as though each of you made it back in one piece.
Most of my blood is missing from my body.
She cocks her head. How is that possible?
Well, the rest of the group beat it out of me. It's a long story. We did it though. Mission accomplished.
The suit's
Ellie looks over at Lexi and he's like, "Don't ask me about my notes. I don't take notes."
She cocks a eyebrow and says, "It was my understanding that this was the sole reason that I kept you on with the team, Tali."
I can verbally tell you what happened, but I promise you, we all have fresh memories from all of it. So I think that would be a better case of notes than what I wrote down, because there's no way I'm going near paper.
We should
Interesting.
probably debrief you. A lot of things happened on that mission.
The suits are very tight.
Yeah, one thing needs to be sorted out here. A little toothpaste friend.
She comes over, Tali, to the Houdini in your arms and stares at it and says, "What is this from?"
From that other reality.
Is it dangerous?
No, just as we can see, just an owl.
Very well then. I do not need a debriefing. I can pull all of the analytics from the readings on your suits that I will run. But for now, I would ask that you return to your rooms, relax. I have to assume that you may have found some things on your trek, but you are also going to each be equipped with an additional 500 gold dispensed to each of you.
Wait, I'm sorry. You could see what we did through our suits?
Yeah, repeat that. Why am I taking notes?
Yeah.
Tali's just turning around.
That's what I was thinking. What am I taking notes for?
I do want to hear some of your recollection, Tali, but as for a complete rundown from the entire group, I do not need each of you to tell me your individual stories. Efficiency is key. What is most important to me is the retrieval and dispersion of the Heximal variants, which, judging from your suits, appears to have been done successfully. I would like to be debriefed, Tali, on the general findings that you went across during your time on the collateral reality, but otherwise, my advanced equipment here in the lab can read your suits. It doesn't give me a video feed or picture of what happened, but rather the mathematical algorithms of the basic necessities that I need for my research.
You can't hear, like, everything we said.
No, that is not
Well-
something the suits keep record of.
I'm gonna insight check that.
Sure.
My insight.
I'll give you advantage. I'll help you.
Okay. I need help. It's a 12. I'm gonna add a. I'm
I'll
gonna
give you
add
some
a plus
guidance as well.
Oh.
Guidance.
What's guidance?
D4.
D4. Oh, that's
Nice.
16. I'm gonna add a +1, so 17.
Nice.
Nice.
6.
Teamwork.
It sounds like she's telling the truth, although there sounds, just from the way that you can read her body language and how she's telling you this, that some part of it is she's not telling you something. She's being honest, but she may be leaving something out.
Interesting.
So, Lexi says, in your rooms you'll find the requisite 500 gold awarded to each of you. I will make sure the constructs bring it to you, the metagolems. You may also use this time to, again, choose one of the 3 items that I am able to requisition for you on whatever your next trek is. Whatever you brought from the collateral reality, provided it is not dangerous to the facilities here, you may keep. This would be a good time to get used to it, familiarize yourselves with it, and equip it on yourselves during whatever excursion comes next.
Nice. Aces. Well, I'm gonna go sleep for, I don't know, approximately 48 hours if I'm able to put blood back in my body.
I felt better myself. I think I need to lie down.
Don't forget these.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. I already forgot her name. Lexi. The suits. Can you do something about the pressure?
During the period on which you rest here in the lab, the suits will eventually depressurize.
Oh, thank goodness.
Just make sure, each of you, to not overexert yourselves. The lab here is a place of rest and recovery after your excursions.
Ooh, like one of those fancy spa retreats.
Sure, she says.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever.
Except with less gracious hosts.
I'm gonna go up to her and hand her the crystal I had last time of me and Vice just answering a few questions. All just simple stuff like, what's your name? Like, what do you want to do? Just dumb, simple questions, like stuff you'd ask in a basic interview. Like, here's everything we talked about. It's all on there, nothing else.
I appreciate your candidacy. I will make sure to review this information. Otherwise, I appreciate you making sure to have me review it. You may continue to do these things, Nasher.
Thank you. That's all I want. And to get the hell out of here alive.
Tali, at some point between rests, the 24-hour period you'll each have between now and your next excursion, I will ask you to come see me to recall what you went through on that previous excursion.
Sounds good to me.
For now, it seems as though each of you could use a rest from your adventures. Please take all the time you need, up to 24 hours, she says. A indention of a rectangle, a frame of a door appears on the far end of the room. The white wall shifts, giving way to the hallway that each of your rooms are located in. Remember, if you need to speak to me, there are magic mouths located in each of your individual rooms. You can always speak to me through there.
All right. See you when I see you, I suppose.
24 hours.
All right. Folks, that was, all things considered, we had a couple rough patches, but that was some fine soldiering we did there.
Well,
Some fine-
still alive. Sorry.
Some fine busting of ghosts, yeah, and you're right, we're all still alive, which means we're better than those ghosts. So, who's the real winner? It's us.
We're away from Lexi now, right?
Are you all walking into the hallway away from the kind of main area that she's in?
Presumably, Domo's trying to escape as soon as possible.
Sure,
so she
sure.
can make-
We'll say that you say this to the group as you each enter into the hallway. As you turn back, you see the door closing and Lexi is gone.
Are we gonna ask her about the person in the mask, or we're just gonna let that go?
No, we shouldn't let that. Actually, maybe we should keep that under wraps for now. I mean, they had a
Couldn't she
suit
see
like-
all of it?
Oh, that's true. Fuck. No, you're right.
She would have
you're
brought
right.
it up.
Well, I don't. Presumably, she hasn't seen it yet, right?
No, but she will. We just forgot because it felt like it was 3 weeks ago that it happened. Doc, wake up. We had something we had forgotten to tell you.
Yeah.
This was quite a step up of a journey compared to the last one. What if the next step is increasing in difficulty, and she only is there to watch?
That's why I intend to find out what she knew about this masked man.
The door.
Lexi,
Can we
The
also
door-
renegotiate our?
Oh, sorry. As you're saying this, Tali, the door opens and you see Lexi staring back, watching Harper smash at the door, and then his fist kind of goes through as it fully opens.
Allie like quiets up, seeing that.
we forgot to tell you, and maybe you forgot to tell us something. Jason just leaves it at that for a second.
She just expressionlessly stares at you, Harper.
Nothing then? Okay, fine, I'll tell you. We saw a masked man. He was out there. He had a bunch of weird pressure about him, and he was doing a bunch of weird things. I was saying weird, but I hope you heard the Y instead of the I.
Oh, yes, how strange. What do you know about this figure? She says.
But no, that's our question.
What?
What do you know about this weird person? He ran into us. We fought him and he fucked off.
So it is a male, she says, punching at the glass panel.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Oh, you did not confirm this. You see her swiping away at the glass panel.
What is happening?
Well,
This
we didn't
person
exactly.
they were wearing a suit like ours. Right, Jason?
Yes, from what you gleaned, yes.
Yeah. So you don't know anything about them?
I never said I didn't. I was just hoping to confer some additional information from each of you on your interactions with this figure. Did you converse with them?
Did
What
you think
happened?
we didn't? Did you? Yeah, okay. To that, Harper would react. Did you think that we didn't see them?
Wait, what? What do you mean?
He's just trying to throw it back. He's not answering her question. Did you think that we didn't see them? is his question. Expecting that she expected us to run into him.
The probability was building, but I did not expect it so soon.
So you were expecting us to see this thing?
Eventually, yes.
What is it? You know, tell us. No secrets.
It is a dangerous entity, one that will likely try to take your lives. I would highly advise at any point that you interact with it, or should it show up, you avoid it at all costs.
What if we kill it?
Even better. I would hope that you would find a way to manage to do so, though to lose an entire team of subjects would be disadvantageous. So if you plan to kill it, I would do so very wisely.
Oh, we're not going to lose.
I don't intend to go back there if it's going to try and kill me. Why would I go back there?
I don't think it's a back there thing. If he can travel like we can,
Well,
we're gonna cross paths again.
Sure, but we have a Lexi. Does it have a Lexi?
I feel like you're leaving something out.
I am.
Okay, well, what about a little quid pro quo here, you know?
No, I don't see that as necessary. I have told you the sufficient amount of data that each of you should know, barring any of the confidentiality of this experiment. Should you run into this entity again, as Domo has mentioned, either run, or if you find yourselves in an advantageous position, kill the being.
We'll
Any
see.
other life-threatening entities you want to tell us about before our next mission?
No, not that I know of.
Any that
Great.
you're gonna...
Go ahead, Arp.
I'm good. I don't like my question. I don't like my question.
I want to try and squeeze just a little more out of her if I can.
Yeah, go ahead, squeeze.
I mean, I'm all for getting interviews on people and finding stuff out. I mean, I got a little bit of a nose for it, and I know we got a limit here. I don't want to break our contract and such, but that dude was dangerous, or chick, or whatever. That thing was dangerous. You got to give us just a little more on it.
Where does it come from?
Yeah, don't you know if you give us more information, it will have a better options of us being successful. And I'll help because I also have proficiency in persuasion.
Okay.
Oh, you're aiding?
Yes.
Damn.
2 and a 7.
2 and a 7. 17 total.
Still pretty good.
She says, it wears an Excel suit just as you all, so it likely has the ability to trigger the Wyrd just as you all do, making it another tier of danger as opposed to most of the things you would run into. Other than that fact, I do not know much about whom it could be.
That's good enough for me. Thank you for sharing.
I'm gonna inside check that.
Sure.
I don't trust this lady.
Yeah, I was also wanting to do an inside check.
Sure.
That's a 3. She looks perfectly good to me. I'm like telling me.
Go Tali.
Yeah, 6, you're unsure. It's a little sus, but you don't really pick anything up. Maybe she really doesn't have too much details other than that. Tali, you pick up that she is doing that thing where she's being honest, but like a vague honesty. She's telling you the truth, but she is purposefully leaving things out. She's not lying, but she is omitting perhaps some information.
Got it. I know how to work with these people. You have to do it by negatives. Is there a reason that you cannot tell us about these events?
Yes. It is confidential.
Is there some sort of metric, some sort of rubric that will allow us the access to this information? Will you tell us one day if we uncover the secret to this door?
Interesting. Access to this information may provide a detriment to you continuing to serve as my experiments. However, if you are so inclined and your curiosity is getting the better of you, perhaps I could reveal a bit more, let's say, provided you're able to successfully navigate your next excursion. Would that be sufficient?
Ooh, I do like that.
Start.
Domo snickers, but doesn't say anything.
Well then, it's settled. You will also receive your reward from your contractual agreements upon the next successful excursion, and perhaps I will provide you with more unnecessary, needless information to perk your curiosity about this entity who is trying to kill you all.
You know, there were these scientists on Schrödinger 4. They used to say that any part of the experiment that is observed by the experiment there changes the experiment. I wonder if you might just, give us a little taste now, since we've already observed the experiment.
But in saying so, me providing more information may in fact be jeopardizing the experiment, as the saying itself goes.
Oh, you are some word that fails me. Something good.
No additional information. I've already revealed too much. Your next excursion upon its succession and your return, I will reveal more. It will not help you in combat against this creature. But if that's what you want, then I'll give it to you.
Oh, odd question. If we need to get provisions, is there anything you'd recommend for the next location? Any tactful insight, I guess you could say?
Some type of warm clothing is what I would suggest.
Done and done.
However, be mindful that this is only based on preliminary findings. I do not know what things may change from my readings here to the actual collateral reality you will visit. But warm clothing would likely help. Any other questions?
Tali.
No, I was gonna say Tali just nods and heads off to sleep.
Well, I think
Any more questions that she has probably will come back after thinking about it.
a short least. Oh, fuck. Yep, I'm with her. Bedtime.
Proper knackered. Let's go.
Yeah.
Each enter each of your individual hallways. Is everyone deciding to get some rest?
Yes, God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Testing. Each of you enters in your individual rooms, finding some form of eventual sleep so that you can rest off the craziness of what happened in your previous excursions. As each of you rest, the strange, weird surge effects that was affecting each of you begins to fade. Your clothing, Nasher, begins to reappear slowly. Musa, you stop continuing to shift through various colors depending on your moods. Vice finally stops yelling and throwing his body around in some form of interpretive dance. And each of your weird pressures shift back to 0.
Also, if we spent hit dice, to
All of that,
mitigate, that
you-
comes back, right?
On a long rest, you get half of your hit die back, but this is 24 hours. We can just say you fully rest to get all of it back.
Jason, not to shoot myself in the foot, but you can only benefit from a long rest once every 24 hours of game time.
What?
Unless you DM Fiat that so that we can.
I will DM Fiat that and say that the suits themselves help accelerate your ability to heal in the future.
You're a dear, Jason. You're a dear.
We're at back to tanks. Back off.
Each of you drift off to sleep. Tali, do you sleep? I think Clash Stars sleep, right?
They have the
They
dreams.
sleep, they just don't dream.
Okay.
Oh,
They just don't really dream about stuff. What they dream about is memories of their other spirit or something.
Interesting. Memories of your Korai spirit. As you sleep, Tali, you don't dream of any events that have happened to you. Instead, you see visions of something else. A wispy humanoid form stands, a sensation filling you as you are seemingly just floating in this blackness next to it. You can't make out any features on it. It's just this humanoid shape, but made of this wispy smoke or fog. It seems to turn towards you, almost in recognition of your presence there. You felt this sensation before. It feels almost familiar. The whispers of your Korai to you, your connection to it. You shared its memories, occasionally gotten the occasional whispered musings of it through this connection. This time, it looks at you again, its form ever changing, as it always does. But this time there's a different sense that you get. Typically there is a sense of comfort, a sense of knowing what this is. You don't have to worry about nightmares per se. You are connected to this being, and it knows you in some way too through this dream state. But something feels off this time. The Korai, in its smoke-like form, looks at you and says, "Who are you?" And as it says this, that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay.
So, yes, 6. Everyone got 500 gold. Add that to your sheets. And then you are all going to rest. You're going to get your hit die back. Bring all your stats back up. Your health goes back to the top. Also, keep in mind that PDF I emailed to each of you with those shops that was also attached to that email. You can use that to buy whatever supplies you would like. And do not forget, hopefully you guys kept a written log of the items you got through your adventures. You got some magic stuff that you'll be able to identify next session. We'll save that for next session because we're already past time, but just don't forget, you grabbed a couple magic things that you took along with you outside of that geodesic ship, and you also will have another set of 3 different magical items to choose from, including the 2 previously that you didn't choose. That'll be part of a choice you can make to take with you on your next excursion. So that is going to be it for tonight's session. Thank you all, those of you who popped in. There is a lot of fun rewards that each of you bought. Thank you so much, Mousy and Tiberius, for buying a lot of those rewards and helping some of the players out, attempting to mitigate some of their weird pressure. Thank you, Hope, for stopping in. She's a nice, really helpful person in bringing a lot of the people in the ttrpg community together, and it's always nice to have her pop in and say hey. So thank you for stopping in. Do not forget to make sure and follow the channel. Smash that follow button if you like the content here, so you can stay up to date. This campaign is, I planned the content in my mind. I thought each of these were going to be one-shot sessions. It's going much longer than I thought. My initial idea of 10 sessions may be extended to some degree, but we'll see.
All we have to do is stop triggering the weird 13,000 times.
Holy! I was like, man, this won't happen a lot, so this will be the perfect like once or twice a session fun thing. Man, it's fucking like happening left and right. What the hell?
Spent half an hour rolling D25s.
Oh man. Well, hopefully it's still fun to you guys. I hope it's not too annoying. I'm flabbergasted by how many times we keep triggering it.
What can you do?
But it is fun to see the weird pressure go up and down. So yeah, thank you all for stopping in and hanging out with me. If you haven't already, go make sure and check out my Twitter. That's where I post my schedule as well as giveaways and stuff like that. On my schedule, I have it mentioned that I'm doing a stream tomorrow, but I'm actually going to be taking that stream off because I want to make sure and test out. I'm going to be playing some Project Zomboid next week, and I want to make sure the multiplayer server works, and maybe some of my friends will join me while we stream. Who knows? But either way, I want to try and get that working. So no stream tomorrow, but I will be back Monday for more. So go check out the Twitter for the schedule. And I'm going to be doing some giveaway stuff here towards the end of the month since it's Crimmy time. So make sure and keep your eyes out for that. If you missed any of these sessions and want to catch up, they're always on the VODs here on Twitch, but it's probably easier to access it on more devices over on YouTube. So go check that out. Give it a subscribe if you enjoy the content. I also have a Patreon that'll give you insight into our homebrew worlds where all of our campaigns take place, as well as really cool, awesome physical and digital goodies. Got an Instagram, and if you want to buy some physical merch that's not tied to like a monthly Patreon thing, you can go to the God Mode shop and grab some stuff there. Lots of cool things. Please support the channel if you enjoy the content. I put a lot of work into it, and I really appreciate everyone who supports it. You are all awesome. Thank you all so much. I'm going to head out and say goodbye to everybody, but what I'm going to do is, while I'm playing the outro with the whole D&D is a satanic ritual thing, I want everyone to stick around because I'm going to find someone to raid on Twitch that'll just give me the outro time to do it instead of just like sitting here quiet like, who can I find? So let me go ahead and do that. So if you want to stick around, I'm going to find some more D&D content for all of you to hang out and check out. But in the meantime, all of us here are going to be heading out for now. Thank you all for stopping in and supporting the channel, watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back next week. There's going to be some period, especially definitely Christmas week, where we're going to be off. Maybe New Year's. I need to poll my players and see how that's going to go. So there's going to be some weeks we're going to miss, but that's just because we're in the holiday time. So just be prepared for that. I'll make sure and announce all that stuff on the Twitter and things like that. But in the meantime, I am headed out. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Now let's look at another one of these. This is where we go into the Dungeon Master's Guide. Who is the Dungeon Master?
Well, the Dungeon Master is a person who plays God in the game, and he controls all the situations. In fact, the books tell him that he is the God of the game, and he controls the situations in the game, controls the way the players are moving through the dungeons, and then if he doesn't like someone, he can play pretty much against them.
Do you think parents are aware that when the children play the game, that demon spirits are involved?
I do not think that many parents are aware of what's inside the game. In fact, in my presentation, I show many pictures from the inside the books just to show the images of this game. I mean, the gruesomeness of this game and the occult link to it.
Well, I know that when I did my message, and this has happened, I have letter after letter where people took the pieces. Now, there's sixes involved in the pieces of the game, but they take the pieces of the game, they would throw them in the incinerator or the fireplace, and screams would come out because there seemed to be some kind of spiritual forces inhabiting those pieces, and children would drop out of life. They didn't want to study anymore. What are the pieces, for instance?
Well, this game affects the most intelligent of our children. And the pieces include white witches, wizards, necromancers, the clerics, that type of thing. It includes evil wizards. It's a white versus black witchcraft. The good versus evil is white versus black witchcraft. And Anton LaVey, the writer of the Satanist Bible, says there is no such thing as white witchcraft.
Well, being a Satan worshiper, he should know.
Yeah, he should know.